Good evening, everyone. We already have 43 people in the chat, guys. Already 43.
Active.
Sorry if you guys heard that. My phone was playing the podcast as well. If you heard me twice. Certain people are sick of hearing me. We'll get into that. The chat was super active. Listen, playoffs, emotions running high. I take nothing personally in the chat. People are ready. I see the chat already.
There it is.
Yo, my God. Lyle sitting in Cancun with an order of wing stops, with some Raiders, with Eagle, with the Knights. Listen, congratulations to everyone on an incredible season. To play in a semifinal is, to me, and I'm curious to see what you guys think. The semifinals is my favorite weekend in sports. It's my favorite weekend because, like, the championship is obviously incredible, but I'm always kind of sad because it's about to be over. The semifinals, it's like the anticipation. It's like, yo, like, are we gonna do it? You're on each team's away. You're on each team's home field. So, it could be a big upset. It could be, a big celebration for, the home team. It's my favorite weekend that's about to come up. Jared, what you think, man? How you doing, first of all?
I'm doing good, man, and I couldn't agree with you more when it comes to the semifinals. Like if you think about past years, some of the best games have come like this weekend, especially last year, of course. E Hall Tottenville, legendary game. So yeah, I'm just super excited for it. We got treated to some pretty good quarterfinal football as well, and yeah, man. I mean, listen, this is why we do this. This is the best time of the year.
My brother, what's good, man?
I can't complain, bro. How y'all feeling tonight?
Yeah.
I feel like week in, week out, the games just get better and better. Some good quarterfinal action. This 3A game that we have between, I don't want to talk too soon, but this might be the 3A game of the year coming up in this semifinals. So, we got some real good football coming up this upcoming weekend. So just excited for it all. Yup.
Listen, guys. So first of all, I want to talk about the PSAL and I want to talk about the league, right? Because I think that everyone always has something to say about the league negatively, right? If you're gonna have the same energy negatively, I feel like yo, Lyle's really on you. Lyle's trying to get you a seat, bro. He's like, yo, I'm watching your attendance. Like,
I'm here, man.
No, but I want to talk about the league because I feel like a lot of people have a lot to say negatively about the league. And this quarterfinal, I just want to, for a quarterfinal to have two absolutely incredible games, like thrillers, that shows you honestly the health of the league. A lot of quarterfinal matches, maybe the 4 or 5 matchup will be okay. The other ones usually be belt. Let's be honest with you, in a high school quarterfinal. So to have half of the quarterfinals so competitive, to have the race for the playoffs be so impactful, Brooklyn Tech and JFK going down to the wire. I think that we're obviously to get into the games, and I really think this league is really growing in front of us, So I think we should really take the time to give credit to the coaches and to the players, because I think it's a real incredible product that all of us profit from, the media, the fans. So we should give a minute to shout them out. E, what do you think as someone who's been around the league for so long? I'm not going to ask you like, oh, is this the best quarterfinals you've ever seen? But, just talk about like how you see the health of the league overall.
Yeah, definitely. I see. I definitely get your point, and I agree. I feel like nowadays it's a few programs, even programs who are in the 3A, even some 2A programs who we can see their growth and their development and how it impacts the city as a whole, you know? Whereas back in the days, it was kind of not back in the days, I don't want to sound like I'm talking, which I've seen the PSL years ago, but um it was kind of the same few schools always in the mix, you know? And now I see certain programs like APR, a new program who they haven't been around for that long. I'm not too sure how long APR been around, but like a promising program like that is great for the city. You know what I mean? And the talent level is kind of spread out more nowadays too, which is a good thing as well. Plenty of athletes all over, and in 4A, 3A, 2A ball is athletes all over. So like you said, the league is definitely on the up and up, and that's a great thing to see.
Jared, what are your thoughts like looking at the league? And you're someone who covers a bunch of leagues. We're not gonna ask you to compare. Well, I'll compare. But I know Jared's as much of a politician as me, but but just talk about, like, you see like all these leagues in Long Island. I think for sure
Yeah.
leagues in Long Island, and you're looking at the PSALs. Or just talk about how you see this weekend and the health of PSAL in general.
Yeah, man. So, Dre, one of the points you made before, right? Some of these quarterfinal matchups, I mean, is very common for it to just be blowouts and get it over with, and a lot of these teams just happy to be there. And the PSAL, like, look at the 4A, man, two very competitive games. When I caught up with Coach Gambardella after, their big win, one of the first things he said, when I asked him, about Eagle and the game, was he was like, Eagle Academy has a lot of talent and they play really hard. And this is great for the city that there is a game like this and that there's this type of talent that in a quarterfinal game, it's this competitive. And he said we knew it was going to be, a dogfight. And he was right. It ended up being an amazing game for a 3-6 matchup to be like that was incredible. And then even the 4-5 game with Lincoln Kennedy, it was huge. Very, very fun to see. And then even in the 3A as well, we'll get into New Utrecht Truman, but what a game that was.
Yeah.
And we had a feeling it'd be a great one, and it was. So it was very cool to see a lot of the quarterfinals like that. I think a lot of these semifinals will be great games too.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So one point saying, the league just come back to being one league.
No.
I don't remember when it was like I said, we do need to give credit where credit is due. When
one league.
Yeah, I don't know, but how many, I think Prince, you might want to explain yourself a bit more. I don't know exactly what you mean, but when I first came into the league, and I'm curious what it was like when E was playing, because when I first came in, it was like 2016, 2017. It was the city division, the bowl division, and the cup division. What was it when you were playing? E?
We had something similar like that too. Yeah. Because I definitely remember cup and bowl. Yep. We definitely had something very similar to that.
Okay, so it was 3.
Yeah.
And for years, behind the scenes, I was saying that the league needed to be 4. I for years I was like, the league needs to be 4, because what it was I think at one point there were only 8 teams in the championship division or the city division. The bowl was pretty big, and then the cup division was like 30 teams. It's like, what? So I think it was very so Tom's saying back in the 90s it was like 3 Brooklyn divisions, but how did that work?
Damn.
3 Brooklyn divisions. So who was the champion? Okay, so yeah, I don't necessarily think a 16 team bracket would add value. I'm gonna be completely honest. Like, if it was like a state playoff, I think a state playoff having 16 teams, because you imagine if it was if we used last year, if it was Curtis, who won last year? It was Iona. Curtis, Iona, Garden City, Massapequa,
It's the dream.
You know, the team.
I was about to say that would be fire.
Right, that's like what I wish one day New
That would
York
be
can come
fire.
to. But that's a conversation for a different day for me.
Yeah,
So I'm very
1
passionate
through
about that.
16 would be good then, but
Yeah, we got too many
not in
champions on Long Island.
It was a one playoff, man.
So up until 2008, it was one big division. So how many? So Jarrell, how many teams were in the league? If it was one big division. Whatever. Yeah, I think it's you know, it's really good the way it is now. And you know, we have a ton of games to get into. You know, we have 88 people in the chat already. You said every team? Yeah, I don't I don't understand how
March Madness.
Yeah, so someone's gonna have to give me a history lesson at some point. But listen, so let's get into it, man. Let's get into the first game. This truly no surprise where we're starting. 24-18.
Damn.
Curtis, by the hair on their chinny chin survive the massive scare to keep the title defense alive. If you guys don't mind, usually I throw it to you guys, but I feel like I gotta, you know, I commentated this game. Actually, you know what? Let me go to E, because I commentated this game. I got my chance to speak on it. E hasn't gotten his chance to speak on it. You were there. E, just take it away, man.
First off, it was just a great game. I must say that. Like what we spoke about leading up to this. Just a great competitive game. It showed you know, the resilience and just the fight that a team like Curtis has, and that's why Curtis is who they are, an elite program. But in terms of Eagle, it definitely showed how promising and what this program could be. They have so many returners coming back, but just what a game, man. I would say this though, before we get into the thick of things with this game, there was a few calls that were very questionable. I don't even like to bring up the refs, but it was just one pass interference call on just Josiah Brown, and it was just you said it on the live stream too, Dre. It was crazy. It was a blatant PI. I feel like games that are this big, we need better. Yeah, we don't want to get into that discussion, but yeah, the refs could have been a little better. I feel like in OT there was also a questionable PI, I think, as well, but excellent game, like I said. Curtis showed your resilience. Akai Lewis, amazing 2 TD day.
Lewis,
Yeah, Akai Lewis is an amazing player. He's developing into a two-way star in the city. So shout out to Akai Lewis. Yeah, just a great game. Just a great game. I will start with that.
Yeah, so real
Side of the
quick,
refs, yes, it's Gigi crying.
I see the chat going crazy.
Yeah,
It's always a Brooklyn, Staten Island thing. As someone who I literally commentated the game. Listen, you might think I'm trying to play the fence, but it wasn't that bad. I did think that, yes, anytime there's a pass interference, you know, I think the pass interference on Travis Harris in the last drive, you know, I did think it was a tight call. Yes, they missed the Josiah Brown one. That one was
the Josiah Brown.
I kind of did put that instant replay because it was just kind of funny. Like the kid, like literally, it was a Kai actually. Literally had
nah, that was wild though. Yeah,
but no, it was. Listen, you know, let's play devil's advocate. You know, the Zaza fumble. Boy, oh boy, was that close. And
50-50 call. Yeah.
If I thought that they signaled it as a fumble at first, but they got together and they came to a decision, you know. So I do think that there were calls both ways, to be honest with you.
Yeah.
One thing I just want to highlight, Showtime and a couple of people asking about Quader Gomez. Guys, there is literally no controversy here. Like, I spoke to Quader before the game. He said he was not going to go. He hurt his ankle during the and Tone, we're gonna get into this. We're gonna go get into it. So yes, Quader, he hurt his ankle in the Tottenville game. He did not practice all week. He was not suited up, and then he suited up. There's no rules against that. You know what I'm saying? Like, who said that you have to practice? Like, no one said you have to practice. It's the coach's decision whether to suit you up or not. And you know, if you come out and you're in Jordans, throw some cleats on, throw the pads on, and come play. You're on the roster.
Yeah.
It's not like Quader wasn't on the roster or something like that. So yeah, it was fine. And then you know, I think that was he medically cleared? I mean, it's not the NFL, so I'm gonna assume yes. You know, like let's say the NFL has like a concussion protocol, right? That you have to abide by. You know, but other than that, like in the NFL, you have to have your injury report or whatever, right? Like before the game, so the teams can prepare for you. This is not the NFL.
Yeah, it's not a thing.
Yeah,
I wish it was a thing.
Like Gigi hit a chat, like it's
not a thing.
So all right, so let's get into the actual game. Jared, how about you talk about the game a bit, man?
Yeah, listen, like going in, I knew Eagle Academy had a lot of talent, but if you were to tell me they score a touchdown less than a minute into the game, I would have said no. I didn't think they were starting like that. That was a great start, man. What a catch by Juju. Eagle came out firing, and the Eagle defense once again, since that E-Hole game, for the most part, they have been great this season. They really have.
Look at Lyle. This guy's hilarious.
But yeah, no, Eagle Academy's defense really stepped it up, man. Super impressed with Chase Hyacinth, Sincere Hester, Nate Ellis, and they played quite the game. But once again, this happens every single year in high school football playoffs. Special teams ends up winning or losing games or having a huge impact. If Eagle hits that extra point, they're going to the semifinals.
Yeah.
You know, and that's always a huge thing for me is looking at, point after. Yeah, they did, but Eagle played such a good game. And the crazy thing with them is they returned so much talent. Like right after the game, the first thing that I was thinking of, I was like, man, they could go all the way next year. They have a lot of really good players and, just didn't go their way. And I think it was Curtis was able to put it together. Vin Canzaneri's been there before. Iceman did his thing in clutch situations like he always does. And Quader Gomez being able to, I don't know, being in sweats and just watching the game to all of a sudden you're suited up. I don't even know if he warmed up or not.
Definitely not.
Yeah, man, just going in full speed, crazy, man. And he was able to get the 2-point conversion on tough couple flags to move Curtis really close. And then in overtime, it was what it was, man. Curtis was able to come away with the win. So a lot of good stuff from both teams, but a couple stuff happened, missed extra points, some flags. Curtis has more experience and they've been on this stage more and they got the W. I'm excited for this matchup next year, though.
Yeah, that's something I wanted to say. Eagle Academy. I use a lot of boxing references. I think it works well in football. I can officially say Eagle Academy was in their first heavyweight fight. They were in their first heavyweight fight, and they proved to New York City and the greater tri-state area that they're in the heavyweight weight class. That's something that we have to acknowledge and have to give them the most respect in the world. You know, what is a heavyweight fight? It's going against one of the top teams. You know, it doesn't necessarily have to be at their crib. It could be at your crib, but going against one of the top teams, because you know if you score a touchdown, they're going to come back and score a touchdown. They're going to be able to match you. They're going to be able to take it one step ahead. Can you come back? Can you get counter punch? Can you get punched? Can you throw a punch back? And Eagle Academy did it. You know, they went up 7. They went down 3. You know, and then you know, the snap happened. You know, Zaza broke the big run. We're going to talk about Zaire Schulters in a minute. And they proved that, this is not a fluke. You know, we have built this team since day one, and we believe that we can compete at this level. And the thing that's great about Eagle is that it's been in steps, right? You go to Erasmus Hall, you piss all over your leg, right? Just come off the bus, fumble the ball 3 times. Not ready, right? You go to Tottenville and you play a good half. Don't score any points in the second half, but you play a good half. So we say, there's some real progress here. And now you do this. It's nothing but respect from everyone, and they deserve nothing but respect. You know, again, you have to give, you know, so much credit to Coach Jones. You know, there was a lot of moving parts in Eagle Academy on and off the field, and they put it together. You know, people always say, it's the, what do they say, the Eagle Wolf Pack, or this, you know, people always try to say things to take away from, to throw water on somebody's accomplishments, let's say, right? And it's not just easy, right? You know, didn't the Brooklyn Nets just have Kyrie, James Harden, and Kevin Durant? And that sure as hell didn't work out, right?
Did nothing,
So to have that many players on the field, that many big name players, and they really came together, whether it was Carrot making a play, Zaza, Sincere, Chase, you know, they really became a selfless unit, and you have to give credit to the coaching staff and everything like that. You know, and Andy, it's a great chat. Like, so are we gonna call Erasmus Hall the Erasmus Hall Dutchman from Staten Island because they have Staten Island players? Are we gonna call Curtis whatever because they have Brooklyn players? It's the new world we're in. Like, at this point, all right, I'm not going to use the H word, the hating word, but it's like at this point, we do have to be more nuanced in the conversation, I believe. And I feel like, you know, we will get to Curtis because they deserve a lot of talk in this game as well. But we do want to start. I want to start at least with Zaire Schulters, and I feel like it's only appropriate for E to speak on it because I was on air. The first thing I'll say, so I guess I'll start real quick, is that I was on air in the preview. If you guys listened to the preview, you know, right before the game, I said, I don't necessarily think this is a game for Zaza. I think that you need more of a physical back, more of a back that can take punishment, that can get up the field and make something happen. And before my eyes, for everyone's eyes, I really feel like Zaire Schulters leveled up in front of everybody. And this is where I'll throw it to E, but if you watch that performance, that was a player that leveled up. And so E, take it away.
You know, Zaire, he's a player who he's definitely been on a mission this season. You know, like those who know Zaza know what he's capable of. They know he's an elite talent. but he wants his respect, and he's playing that way. And I feel like week in, week out, he's making electric play after electric play. He's spinning out of tackles, busting free. Week in, week out, he's earning more and more respect around the city. And like we all know, he's only a sophomore, so he's just getting started. And I've been seeing Zaire do this for years now, so this isn't surprising me at all. I remember people saying something about his size. That doesn't matter when it comes to Zaire. He's just there you go, Gigi. He's just different. Like that's the perfect way to describe Zaire, just different. And like he was saying on the field after a couple of those runs, like he's 101. There's no talent in the city like him. And I really feel that way. And with time, he's only gonna show that more and more. So shout out to Zaire Schulters, and this is just the beginning. That's the exciting part. So
Jared, I mean, again, you are someone that sees a lot of running backs, a lot of good running backs on Long Island, a lot of good running backs in the Catholic League. And when you see a player like Zaire Schulters on that stage in the Castle take over a game, just how do you rate that, man?
Yeah, it's unbelievable. Like, man, each week he keeps on getting more impressive.
yes,
It's
that's how it feels.
unreal. And yeah, I've seen, Long Island Publics, a lot of Catholics, the PSAL, and when I think of like impactful sophomores, especially against like this level of competition, Zaire Schulters is on like the extremely short list with like a Bryce Moore from Monsignor Farrell, like that kind of situation where it's just these are he's one of the best players in the state for his class, regardless of size or what anyone else says. Look at what he does on the football field. It's absolutely special. And for him to do it against a really physical team like Curtis and, going against such an experienced and tough front seven, known for stopping the run, like the week before what they did to Tottenville and how, they were so good at the line of scrimmage for Schulters to just burst through, do his thing. Yeah, really impressive.
Yeah, and I just want to give a huge shout out to the Eagle offensive line and number 0, Kavion Robinson.
Yeah, KV.
Some of those guys, as I was doing, I always do my little walkthrough, make sure I have all the jersey numbers. I know just like I do with everyone, I always encourage players from both sides. And, Eric Rodriguez, number 55, he was one of those players, I walked up to and I said, yo, are you up for this? Are you up for this? Are you up for Jaleel Parnell, Jared Surratt, and Keshawn Shipman? Because it's different. Those players are different level game breaking kind of players. And on that long Zaza run, who was it that he ran right off of? It was big number 55. And I'm not going to go through and name every single player on the Eagle offensive line. You guys are a unit that works together, so you guys are going to get the credit together. I shout out Eric because he's been excellent all year, and he did have the big he had that big block, and KV, what a selfless player. He is obviously one of the top linebackers in the city, but he said, yo, I'm gonna come play fullback and I'm gonna just hit somebody. I'm gonna compete. And there were so many runs on that one run that E was talking about where, Zaza hit the spin cycle. Yo,
different.
AV tossed someone, bouncer, threw him out the club. Like,
let me say something real quick, Dre, before you continue on KV. That's been his fullback for years, though.
Okay.
Since youth ball, yeah, KV been his fullback for years. So Eagles doing the right thing, having him fill in that fullback as well. He's not new to that fullback life, so it's a good fit for him.
Yeah, and it's just, it was just like the level, like we talk about, what makes E Hall, Tottenville, Lincoln, and Kurt is so different from everyone. It is the physicality, right? Everybody has athletes spread throughout the 4A, especially.
Necro. You mean business with the Necro?
We got Hoodie Mello, Headband Bro, or Headbandless Braun, Necro KV.
If you win a Necro, you bring in pain. Like it's no other reason why you have a Necro on.
Yo, yeah, we getting older. Do the kids even understand the reference of Headbandless Braun? They're kind of young for that, boy.
That went over some of their heads. Yeah, definitely went over some of their heads.
Oh man. But yeah, no, it was really a tremendous effort from all the Eagle players up front. And another thing that we really have to commend Coach Reggie, especially, or whoever makes the the calls for who plays quarterback is, it was perfect. They, all year long, we said, okay, this is where this 2 quarterback system could come back to bite you. Like, it's the playoffs, you're on the road.
Yeah.
Are you still going to take turns? Like, what's going to happen here? And they got it completely right. Had Aaron start the game. He started out hot. They kept him in. After the roughing the kicker, they throw Martin in. Martin does a great job. Martin even had a bootleg. Both of them had big runs towards the end of the game. So Martin complimented Aaron Smith. I mean, to again, just selfless, egoless kind of players, to make that work is really, really tremendous. And you have to shout out Coach Reg, Coach Jones for making that work. They really had 2 quarterbacks, and it actually worked. And while Sincere's in here, Sincere, Hester, Chase Hyacinth, man. I mean, what more can we say about these players? All over the field. Sincere had a sack. Chase had a huge 4th down stop.
Chase balled out. Yeah.
I mean, you guys are players who, okay, you see these guys in t-shirts and shorts, and you say, okay, these 2 kids look like ballers, right? But anyone who knows football is like, hey, listen, a lot of kids can look good in t-shirt and shorts. Let's go see you play football.
Yeah.
And I feel like the level of consistency these 2 played at and how high their level was, listen, these, in my opinion, there's no doubt these are 2 Division I players. Again, I'm going to throw that to E and to Jared as well, just to talk about Sincere, Hester, and Chase Hyacinth, man. Either one of you can take it.
You go first, Jared. Go ahead.
Yeah. Well, you know what? First thing that I want to say for these kids is, like, coming into the season, and a little bit what Dre just said, there was like some hype around, this Eagle defensive line and what they could do. They had, solid sophomore seasons at Canarsie, but now, the expectations are higher. You're a junior, you're going against some really talented teams. Didn't phase them. They balled out. To hear that, and then also talking to opposing coaches and them, like, giving those kids flowers and be like, yeah, they were, really good. It's, that was great to hear. And yeah, those kids, man, really good junior season. I'm just excited to see what they do during their senior year. I mean, this class of 2027 at Eagle, I'll say it again, extremely talented. So it's gonna get very interesting.
Yeah, I definitely enjoy seeing Chase and Sincere. Nate, I can't forget Nate. I know we were just mentioning Chase and Sincere because of their ceiling and the bright future that they have. But I feel like collectively as a group up front, Eagle has been very impressive this year. And we get to see all of these guys back next year. So I know we keep saying that, but that's very good to see. And I can't wait to see. First of all, they got to win the off season. Most importantly, I know that these guys they got a little chip on their shoulder. They fell short. I can't wait to see the jump in these kids' games next year, you know, where we're gonna be talking to each other like, yo, bro, do you see how Chase is doing this now? You see how Sincere is doing, he got that little extra, you know. I want to see the leap the leap they make from junior to senior year. So just excited for them for sure. Yeah, shout out to Coach Chad for sure. Yep.
Absolutely. And
Shout out to Coach Chad for
more
sure.
players, you know, Daryl Gatewood, you know, number
56.
Number 56. He's great. And another player that they are gonna really need to replace, and they might have a hard time replacing him. Number 52, Matthew Taylor, man.
He had a game, yeah.
He had
a
game in the middle of that defensive line.
52.
You know, huge shout out to you for a great career. It's been awesome watching your whole entire varsity career. So yes, you know, all the flowers to Eagle Academy, but you did lose the game. The free hit is gone. All right. I spoke to Coach Jones after, and I said that, you know, if you are an Eagle supporter, you know, you're so happy, you're so proud of, you know, what they accomplished. But guess what? Now you have the expectations.
Yeah.
It's a whole different ball game. You're gonna see Tottenville, Curtis, Lincoln, E Hall, JFK, South Shore. Guaranteed those are going to be 6 of your games next year.
Yeah, seeding is going to be tough.
Schedule going to be.
They've been in the 4. Yeah, made the playoffs last year. Did this year.
Listen, people already talking to me saying, "Whoo, you know, I'm looking at what E-Hall's losing. I'm looking at what Tottenville's losing, and they're using big words."
Yeah.
What does people love to see you climb? They are the first people to make that meme when you fall.
Yeah, it's true.
I saw a couple of the Curtis posts, you know, no Wingstop for lunch or whatever, all the jokes. That's how it is, man. You know, the expectations are through the roof now. So as good as you think you were this year, last year, your season ended on the same weekend. If you guys are considered a heavyweight. If you want to win one of these games, you can't drop interceptions. You can't, you know, miss receivers in the end zone. You know, there was people love to talk about, you know, oh, the refs this, the refs that. And listen, in a game, you might get 3 opportunities, and that's it. And the cruel thing about sports is that you don't know you have 3. You know, you just got to play the game. I mean, that's kind of life too, right? But you know, what's it in a Bronx sale? Oh God, this might go over a lot of people's head, but in a Bronx sale, I think you said you get 3 good ones in life.
Yeah. One of my favorite movies ever. 3 great ones.
You only get 3 great ones, and you're playing against Curtis. Let me see. Mr. Greg Polis. This is one of my co-commentators. He's trying to argue with me right now. All right, let me see what he said here.
Let's not like both hands.
Greg, there is a certain fact. Did they lose in the quarterfinals last year? Did they lose in the quarterfinals this year? Is the answer to that question yes? Then I didn't say anything wrong. This is, I don't know, man. I don't know. I guess is it too blunt? Then I don't know. I guess it's too blunt. Like, you lost in the quarterfinals both years. You know, if you are, you know, Greg, you know, he was a Division I athlete himself. Like, you know, I know you have that competitive edge to you. Like, you know, you don't want to leave in the The Eagle Bills. All right, Tone, come on now. You see what I'm saying? They already started.
Eagle Bills.
But anyway, but yeah, man, you only get so many opportunities, dropped interceptions, not being able to cash your check. I mean, Curtis, going for it 4th down and inside your own 20, and you come out of that with 0 points, right? You had, and it was later in the game, you had a Juju one-on-one, and Martin just throws it out of bounds. I think it was on. I forget. I'm forgetting the sequencing, but yeah, it was a one-on-one, and you don't even give your player a shot. On the very, very last drive, it was Carrot, Josiah Brown one-on-one with a receiver, and okay, we say you're gonna act like, but I never said both losses. No, both losses are created equally. You have to go home and watch everybody the same. Am I missing something here?
Nah, not at all. I agree.
Like, I understand that, but we just spent an hour giving them credit. You know what I'm saying? Like,
yeah.
But both lost. It's a harsh reality. Like, you lost in the quarterfinals.
But I get his point though. He's basically trying to say that just the direction that this team is headed in, as opposed to the group that Eagle had last year, like it's almost 2 different energies with these groups, Like this group that's coming back next year is obviously way more promising and way more buzz, way more expectations than that group that lost in the last year in the quarterfinals, I think that's what he's trying to say.
But I
See,
think
like he said exactly. So
Yeah,
I think that's
that.
his point.
I think and I think that group from the previous year, maybe they deserve even more credit for making the playoffs with a less talented roster.
But less talent, yeah, that's a good argument.
So that we can go back and forth all day long if we want,
That's a good argument too. Yeah.
That team made the 4A playoffs for the first time in Eagle Academy history.
But this point that Tone made is kind of true too. This year's team will give that team belt. So it's like, I kind of get what I get both sides. I get it.
All right, and then here's my side. They both are out in the quarterfinals, so there's
still
work.
Yeah.
Jared,
work to do.
You can be the mediator here, Jared.
I mean, yeah, like obviously this Eagle team is better. Like that's not up for debate, but a loss is a loss at the same time. So it's like, both
get
are
back
right
in the lab. That's all. Get back
in
the lab.
Return so much talent, but we gave Eagle their flowers.
Yeah.
Actually, probably that was actually the first thing that I mentioned when it came to this game was how good they were. But listen, to crack the top 4 in the PSAL, it's very difficult. Almost there, but gotta see what happens, man, because those teams are gonna come back with a lot of talent next year too. So it's gonna be interesting. I know they lose some guys, but those programs are the standard. So
yeah.
But I feel like we didn't talk about Curtis though.
No. I was actually just about to transition to Curtis. Actually.
Oh, okay.
I was actually just about to transition. If this is Juju, yeah, huge shout out to you.
That is Juju. Let's go.
You had an excellent season. Not only the touchdown catch, but some of those catches on 3rd downs. Ooh, he had a catch.
No, it was a catch on a side. No. I think you ran maybe a hitch or something. With the ball was kind of like,
it was a beautiful catch. Beautiful catch.
That was a good catch. The receiver in me was like, "Ooh, okay, Joe."
Now, let's get right to Curtis, and this is a
good point.
This is a very, very good point. And
good point.
I mean, not just as young, but they're young.
They have some youth. Yeah,
their best players are seniors. Like, let's not put disrespect, but yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, they still have to replace the quarterback. Who do they have to replace? They have to replace the quarterback.
Jarrett, Jaden Melendez.
I think, but they're pretty confident. Yeah, I'm pretty sure. Let me know if you know, Kay. I'm pretty sure they replaced 5 on the offensive line this year. So they might be bringing everybody back.
Yeah, I forgot how. Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah, I don't think it was any.
It
I don't think it was any returners on the O line. Someone probably could confirm that, but yeah, I don't think so.
Yeah, you also lose Kashawn Shipman and I think Jalil too. So
yeah.
It's like, come on.
Oh, and AJ.
Yeah,
I mean,
AJ
didn't have him this year, but yeah, they are losing quite a bit. But yeah, no. To talk about Curtis, we'll talk about this. I don't know if Dre is in the chat yet, but there were definitely some people who were beefing with me in the chat. I re-listened to my commentary. I was trying to figure out why they were beefing with me so crazy. And is it because I kept saying that you have to knock out the champions? You can't leave the door open? Is that why y'all didn't like my commentary? Because I didn't just say the game's over? Eagles gonna win? My pick. Yo, listen, man. We cannot be this sensitive as a group of people. Yo, Toad, you supposed to be a mod in there, Toad. Oh man, but yo, like, listen. All I said was saying, I was like, yo, it's an incredible stage for Eagle Academy. They're doing incredible. They gotta knock them out, because if you keep the door open, your dreams can get crushed.
Yeah.
And what happened after Zaza scored? You just left the door just like a little bit, because you could not execute an extra point. You want to talk about referees, the wind, what you ate for breakfast? You could not execute an extra point. And those boys, what did them boys from Staten Island do? They came to the sideline and said, yo, we got one more chance.
Mm-hmm.
And what did I say in the commentary? In the championship game last year, how many times did Curtis only have one more chance to score? And they scored. Down 14-0 at halftime through, 4 interceptions in the first half. They pitched a shutout in the second half, if I'm not mistaken, in the championship.
Yeah.
To claw their way back. And this is the exact point from Tone. Curtis has been there before. So when I'm seeing it's only 18-10, I'm like, yo, this could be trouble. You know what I'm saying? And if you're an Eagle supporter, it was trouble. Because Vinny showed up. No, like, listen, Vinny Casaneri, he wasn't great. He wasn't great on Saturday.
Timely big plays when it matters. Consistently, he's done it too. That's the thing with him. Consistently, he's done it. So when it comes to Vinny, that's something that people have to give him credit for. So consistently in the clutch, you come through.
Mm-hmm. Always.
This is fun. I'm just gonna put Jared on the spot because why not? I mean, we want to play imaginary football.
If Lincoln,
you think they would have been doing it?
Well, I mean, I don't know.
Exactly.
Every game,
perfect, Jared. Leave it right there. I don't know.
He's so different. Like, what if Ron Jones could have like a huge? It could, you know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
The matchup is completely different. So
it's totally different. Lincoln's also kind of pretty balanced offensively. They might be able to score. It's interesting, man. But then, and they stop Eagle. Yeah, it'd be a whole thing.
Yeah, I don't know. The if games always get you into trouble. But yeah, just like
that's true.
Just like Tone said, man, the ice.
Yeah, Pat,
that hurts, Tone. That actually hurts. Dude.
It do, because I'm a Knicks fan, so
am I. This is correct. They can't belt nobody no more.
My boy had a 5-piece, man.
Yeah, we'll get to Makai Negron. But yeah, look. First of all, Quad Gomez. Jared, just take that away, man.
Yeah, no, it was crazy. Like when I talked to him about it after the game, he's just such a competitor in the sense of like he was watching that game and both him and Gam told me he was like I need to go in, coach. Like go, like he just wanted to be a part of like the game so badly, just like regardless of like how it was going, he's just that much of a competitor. And the comparison.
Sorry, but Kai is freaking hilarious. I swear to God, this kid.
Yeah, bro. That's good. And yeah, man, he finally got the nod. And he played really well. And it was interesting for him because it's not like he came in the second quarter right away and like ran for, an 80-yard touchdown. Like it took him a little bit to get going, but then he did. And he cashed in on some huge plays. And then once I knew, like, once Curtis on that first play of overtime, was Canzoneri to Melendez, got a bunch of yards, I was like, I think they only had 8 yards to go. And I'm like, Quader's going to get a couple carries, and I don't see him getting stopped. And it only took one, and that was it. So, yeah, huge shout out to him playing through pain. Didn't matter. And, yeah, he came up clutch.
So, just as like a play, like you look at his stat line, right? 7 rushes, 51 yards, and a touchdown, right? You're not like blown away from that stat line, but just as an athlete and a competitor, like if you yeah, you just speak on it. You know where I'm going with this.
Yeah, as an athlete and as a competitor, I'm not sure how Eagle felt about that because it's one of those things where, pregame you looking around, you like, Quad is in a sweatsuit, yeah. You talking to your teammates, like, yo, he's not playing today, yeah. That is like, let's say you play defense, and it's like, whoa, yo, hold on, what's going on? I know they were thinking that, like, hold on.
That's what I was thinking.
Me too.
You heard my commentary. I was like, yo, I literally went back and listened to it. I said,
it was awesome.
I was like, yo, who's that in the backfield? I was like,
yeah,
I literally had to confirm that someone else wasn't wearing Quader's jersey. I was like, who is that? I was like, is that Quader?
So it's like, no, yeah, but that it was definitely I felt the same way. Because I was like, whoa, hold on. So he suited up? Wow, like that's crazy, yeah. But I think that shows how much of a dog Quad is. It's like heat of the moment. Will gets hurt, so it's like now you're watching the game. You're like, no, we can't go out like that. It's like we got what's his name at running back? What's his name? Well, that's not coming right now.
Yeah,
they had Toriano at running back a few plays.
Toriano because he had a great game, but the first play he got wow. I was like, oh god, yo, that's what Quader said. Yo, Quader said, nah.
Yeah, hold on. Yo, coach, I'm good to go, coach. I'll go suit up right now. All right, cool. Yeah, but they had Toriano at running back. I said, nah, this something gotta give. That's probably what Q was thinking. But he came in. He had some real good runs, some timely runs, I should say.
Yes.
And then of course the most important run of the game winner. But yeah, man, we knew that kid was a dog, and that just proved our point right there. But I never seen nothing like that. That's the first time I seen something like that where it's like a player's he's in street clothes or whatever the reason may be, and then he's just suited up and ready to go. I never really seen that. But it was cool to see though.
No, it was really incredible. Some of the points I want to say on Curtis. I mean, let's talk transfers one more time. But if you talk about who was like the best transfer, the most impactful transfer, Jaden Melendez is very, very high up there. I mean,
I didn't know he was that good at DB. Honestly,
that's what I'm saying. I'm like,
good at DB.
Impactful on DB.
Yeah, this kid look good at DB. I'm like, he had a few good key breakups.
And obviously the biggest one at the end there.
Yeah.
you just talk about do or die games on the line. You played D-back before. You're defending someone. It's a crucial moment. And you see the ball in the air. You're like, oh damn, that's coming to me.
I gotta make a play. And then mind you, that's a big receiver. Juju is not a slot receiver. He's not a Juju is what? 6 what?
Is he 6'3"? Gotta be 6'3".
Yeah, 6'3", maybe even 6'4".
That's a big outside XZ receiver right there that you defending, and a big clutch play right there. A big clutch play by Jaden Melendez. Yep.
Yeah, and of course, there's Jaden, and then there's a Kai, obviously not a transfer, but a Kai Lewis. I'll let you take that, Jared. I mean,
Kai,
what a player. How about the toe tap to tie the game? I mean,
yeah.
Unreal. Like, and so we talk about how like Vinny is, like this, like, super clutch player. Kai Lewis is like slowly like becoming just like a guy in big situations who makes plays. And he has just been so effective for Curtis. And yeah, like the star that he's becoming, like right in front of us, it's really special to watch. I think he cracked 100 yards receiving in this game. And yeah, with what Curtis's running back situation looked like with, Quadair, facing like injury and stuff, Will went down, a receiver was going to have to step up. It was just going to have to happen. And Eagle, they're a tough team to pass it on, especially because of their pass rush. But Kai Lewis, man, made plays. And yeah, what a breakout season. If people weren't talking about him enough before, I think that won't be a problem anymore.
Yeah, he was definitely someone we're like, yo, this player looks good as a sophomore, good route runner and everything like that. And then, especially in the clutch in these couple of games, he's looking unguardable, honestly. Him and Toriano Lewis have just been tremendous.
Yeah, Toriano Lewis too, yep.
And I do want to give love to Vinny, because I said it on the commentary. Excuse me. I wasn't sure how accurate this was, but I'm looking at the stats now. Because I was like, man, like asking a high school quarterback to go throw the ball 30 times in a playoff game and go win it is tough. And do the ball 35 times. It's tough. And, he hung in there. Like, sometimes if you're a pitcher, you don't have your fastball's not hitting the marks it should be. Your breaking ball isn't curving the way it's supposed to be. But he hung in there. He kept his head up, and like I said, he has the name Iceman for what he does in the clutch. And
he said, I'm gonna wait for the last game winning drive. No problem.
Yeah. Because all right, now it's time to go.
Yeah.
And he did it, man. Also, I hate to go back, but real quick with the Kai Lewis, like, because I was like, man, he really had some great games. In the 3, huge games, E-Hall, Tottenville, Eagle Academy, of course, this Eagle game, incredible, went off, 100 yards receiving. Tottenville, 88 receiving yards, big touchdown. And against E-Hall, even though they didn't win, he had 11 tackles. Wow. And 2 for a loss. He did on defense. It's like, to do that against that type of competition, yeah, no, definitely happy that we're highlighting Kai Lewis.
Yeah, that's why I said I feel like he's definitely one of, I would say very similar to Josiah Brown in a way, because Kai, him on the defensive side of the ball gets overlooked.
Yes.
Where I see him hawking players down all the time on defense, making that good hustle, touchdown saving tackle. He's all over the field on defense as well. I didn't even know he had an 11 tackle game like Jared said, but I definitely believe it, because watching the game, you see him all over the field making plays on defense too. So definitely one of the two-way players in our city that's on the rise for sure.
Yeah, and I do want to pause because someone asked me to give kickers a shout out, and I haven't been doing it, so forgive me for that. Giovanni Bernardo, huge shout out to you on your field goal and just your kicking in general. And it's something I really hope if this year, I mean, to be honest with you, I hope we're going to preview the semifinals. I hope that the semifinals aren't decided by a special teams blunder. I really, really hope they're not. They're coming up in every single game.
I was about to say it might happen.
Oh, E, by the way, did you notice that people fielded the punts in this game?
Yeah,
Wow.
that's
Did you
right.
notice that
We're making progress.
nobody muffed it?
Yeah.
Nobody
Right?
muffed
Like,
it. Can you imagine that?
Better field position, right? Oh man, isn't that what we want?
And it just makes it, like I said, it just makes the game so, like, I don't know, like because you want to give credit to everyone, right? And you want to like watch the flow of games, and when you see a 30-yard punt bounce for 20 yards,
that irks me when I see that. I'm like, yo,
yeah,
wow.
And I love this point from Lyle. Like, this is such a good point, man.
Kickers get O's too.
So
Yeah.
shout out to Gio, man, making that field goal. And Gio's been so consistent all year long. If this is Chase Hyacinth, I'm going to assume it is. You know, we gave you a shout out earlier. Make sure you go back to that.
Yeah.
If you're an imposter,
Chase that boy.
It's kind of weird, but I'm sure it's not. We've had that before. So
somebody was Tyshawn Bent one time. We like, yo, hold on, what's up? Like, he was talking crazy, acting like he was Tyshawn Bent too. I remember that.
Oh
like,
yeah. Yeah. And then the real Tyshawn Bent came in the chat.
That was like
he was like, that's not me. Yo, that was all time, man.
Oh man. The last player, and you guys can give shout out to players too, but number 7, Daniel Lewis is a dog.
Yo,
he's one of my favorite players in the PSAL.
He was hitting. Yo, Daniel Lewis was hitting. Like, yeah, that's what the thing with a DB is when you see a corner who they want to bring that smoke, that's a corner with an all-around game. That's what Daniel Lewis has. Yeah, Daniel Lewis was balling out.
There were so many times on calls, like I had to kind of do it a little slowly because I was like, wait, that was Daniel Lewis in the middle of the defense? Like,
yeah.
Why is he over there?
Yeah.
Yo, how did he get there? But great play, right? Like, how did you get over there?
Yeah, they don't have any of the defensive stats up, but he was just so. I just love the way he plays. He's so direct. He's a physical player. He covers well. Last year, pretty sure Daniel Lewis was on the first team All-City list, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, Daniel Lewis. Yep, he definitely made.
Excuse me, guys. But yeah, Daniel Lewis was excellent, and we'll preview that Curtis Tottenville game later. But excellent game, and this is we hit over 1,000 people watching this game. I haven't checked it. I think it's getting close to 8,000 views. It's just an incredible display from those two teams. So yeah, we spent the hour on it. Anything else, guys? And it deserved the full hour, honestly.
Yeah. One of the best quarterfinal games I've got to see in a while. So, great job both teams, man, and it was fun.
Yeah, man. So the other side, down on the other side of the bridge in Coney Island.
Man. Oh.
51-36, Abraham Lincoln over JFK. I'll throw it to you guys first. What do you guys think about this one? Where do we start? Because you can start anywhere with this game.
I want to start with JFK because I feel like JFK is a program that their schedule was very tough this year. One very tough schedule for JFK this year. And I feel like against most of the top schools that they played against, they were very competitive. They were kind of like they were putting up a fight in almost every on the offensive side of the board. They're giving teams issues. Defensively, that's a whole nother discussion. But week in, week out, JFK, that Russian attack was giving almost every school issues. So shout out to the coaching staff over at JFK for just putting out a competitive product. And this was a game that at the half, Kennedy was up 30-22. It was a huge second half for Lincoln, a 21-point fourth quarter.
It's really huge fourth quarter. If I'm not mistaken,
20,
it was
21
36
quarter.
to 30 after the third quarter.
Yeah. So
I thought
Makai grown, like we mentioned, 5 TD day. That's another athlete in our city that's on the come up. Definitely one of the top athletes returning next season. A 5 TD day is something special. But a big win for Lincoln to advance to the semis.
Yeah, it's no, because this game was so interesting, man. So much different than the first time that they played, which I think all of us, said that in the preview with how much these programs have grown. And yeah, like E said, gonna give a shout out to Kennedy because I've talked to Coach Vega before. His kids had to persevere through some stuff with the coaching staff, but also with that schedule, losing a lot of those games and, you didn't know if you were going to the playoffs. It didn't look bright at a lot of points. And they kept on fighting, got there. And against a team like Lincoln, Kennedy knew, listen, it's not just going to be running the ball to get us this W. What ended up happening in this game, man, couple big shout outs, Josiah Buford and Jeremiah Sanat. What a game that those two had connecting with each other. Absolutely huge. And then also Daryl Webster with a big time kick return. I think he took that like 85 yards.
Oh, yeah, I've seen that. Yeah, number 22.
That was huge.
Yeah.
And, you find yourself up, you're 36, 30. It was looking great. But I just had this feeling, man, like Lincoln, they have a lot of talent, especially offensively. And Makai Negron showed why, he's one of the best players in Brooklyn, one of the best players in the city. 5 touchdowns in one game.
Yeah, that's tough. That's
not a lot of people are able to do that in the playoffs. He did. Special game, and also Christian Borhe suiting up, playing a great game after taking one of the hardest hits
my boy was hurt.
that I've seen this season. For him to, suit up this week, I bet the body was sore and aching. He doesn't care. He ends up playing, phenomenal. Yeah, he threw over 200 yards, 2 touchdowns, and Lincoln needed every yard in this game to win. And also, Christian Young complimented Makai Negron well.
100 plus yards on the day.
Quit. Also on defense, talk about this guy all the time. I mean, Ron Jones is one of the best players in this state.
Yo, he hit somebody. Sorry, it was number 9, Amadou Samake, because he was shaking up.
It was crazy. I know.
He hit him so hard, like Jesus Christ, Ron. Like,
no, it's crazy, man. Yeah, Ron is he's different. He's different. So Lincoln was able to get the win. Wow, crazy game though. Who would have thought they combined for 87 points? Wow,
yeah.
crazy.
Yo, listen. Obviously, this game was the result of this game was spoiled for me. Obviously, So I'm like, all right, 51-36. JFK like did pretty well. Let me go watch this game. And Jared, I think you said something that you figured that like Lincoln would come back. The only reason I figured Lincoln would come back because I knew the end of that.
Yeah, right.
Through 3 quarters.
I was worried.
Through 3 quarters, I was gonna say like wholeheartedly JFK was the better team. I think it was like a 52-48. But JFK, oh my gosh. I mean, what a game. And I want to be here and give all my flowers to Coach Vega and the coaching staff. One thing I didn't touch on in the Eagle game, I actually forgot to touch on it. Again, we come on here, we talk, and we act like, we can play Madden and coach teams, right? That's what every fan does, right? But this, I feel like the game plan, just like Jared touched on, like they knew, and that we all do. We've been saying it for a long time that JFK needs to be able to be balanced if they're going to want to play in these kind of games. And from the first play, it was a throw. And I think that we saw Jeremiah Sanat, someone says that we're going to know about him. Like, trust me, we've been watching him since he was a freshman. He was tremendous.
Yeah.
Obviously you had to grow, and games like this, level you up a whole lot. And Jeremiah Sanat was up for the challenge. He was making some throws with heat in his face, getting hit. And the arm on this kid is pretty tremendous. I mean, he can throw the ball like 60 yards down the field. It is pretty tremendous. And, obviously it definitely caught Lincoln off guard. And just like Jared was saying, Mr. Buford, I mean, he was catching, he caught a screen, took it, 15 yards for a touchdown, made 2 people miss. It was tremendous. It was tremendous. It was a great game plan. It was great execution. And 3 people we're talking about JFK. 3 people have spoken, and we haven't even spoken about Derek Betances yet.
Yeah.
Because we know he's going for a buck.
Right.
It's like, come on, that's regular Betances stuff.
What a career for him, though.
Yeah, that's why I want to give him like
unreal.
Yeah.
And even saying that is like, it means a lot when you just expecting someone to rush for 100. It's like it's a weekly thing for him. So, like you guys said, what a career for him.
Yeah, and for him as well, like just because, I've had some great conversations with Coach Vega, like with Betances and some of these other guys. They didn't have, like a ton of hype coming out of youth. Some of them didn't even start playing until later. Mm-hmm. And for them to have these type of seasons in the 4A, like I think Betances, he's went over 900 yards 3 straight seasons, which is pretty crazy. He's just such a talented player. Kennedy, they had a lot of really good football players come up. They got some good talent coming back. I'm just really excited for what their program has in store. And for Lincoln, listen, you're gonna have to score this week against Tottenville and the next week.
Mm-hmm.
It shows that you got the offense to be able to put up a lot of points. You're gonna need it when you play Tottenville.
Yeah, no, absolutely. And a point that I wanted to touch on was that one thing I commended Eagle Academy greatly for was being open to making an adjustment. They have the sliders, yada yada, right? But they said, let's take 2 wide receivers off, bring 2 tight ends, or have 1 tight end and a fullback, and you saw the adjustment that you saw the results of that. And the same thing for JFK. Like we all saw, shout out to Lincoln Media, they came out in shotgun. And there were times where Jeremiah was under center. He's just doing a classic 3-step drop, throwing it.
Mm-hmm.
And, I really obviously they have the talent now. They have Jeremiah for another 2 years. And I'm just so excited to watch them build on it, because I said this last week, I think that the 2 worst matchups for JFK are Erasmus Hall and Lincoln this year. So this wasn't a good matchup for them, and they still put up 36 points. I would be curious to see who has put up the most points in the league this year. I figure it's one of the big guys, one of the big teams, the big 4. But if I just want to take a quick look at JFK's. Yeah, I mean, they have a 0 and an 8 when they played E Hall and Lincoln, but they have a 42, a 58, a 12 against Curtis, a 48, a 16 against Tottenville, and then a 36 against South Shore and a 36 against JFK. So this team has put points on the board this year. Yeah, they couldn't put points on the board against E Hall, but it's really been a tremendous year for JFK. They have the fight and claw through their whole through having a tough schedule, and I think that I don't want to say that they've earned our respect, because I think we've all been very respectful for JFK. but it's almost like, yeah, you guys really did a great job here. And even last year, you know, they played a good half against Tottenville, and then, you know, couldn't get over the line. And then this year, like I said, it was 36-30. So when some of these players are coming into this chat and saying, like, we had the game, I feel that. Like, you guys had it. You know, you guys got to figure out a way to play some defense. I think y'all all know that. Y'all need to play some defense.
We know y'all can score.
Yeah.
I don't think I have to look at it. I think JFK has given up the most points this year, right? Like, I don't need to.
We know y'all can score, but
to be honest with you, I'm not even trying to diss. Like, I don't even think Canarsi's given up as much points as JFK.
Nah.
Like, I don't think I need to look at it.
That's crazy.
We're working on it.
That's my guy right there.
Oh man. Yo, Calvin Curtis in the chat. You know, I saw you in the YouTube chat. No, I really, really appreciate you, man. You know, the amount of work that, you know, just talking about the three of us in this call. You know, the amount of work that we put in. You know, I was just gonna actually come on here and remind me to give E his flowers because, you know, it's funny. I'm curious, E, on your YouTube channel, like, do you use your YouTube channel for like your personal to like watch like regular YouTube, or do you have?
Oh yeah, I do.
Okay, so I have it like separated, right? I'm sure people notice in the chat. You'll see an Andre Johnson in the chat. So like on like my Sage Media channel, like I think I'm like subscribed to like you and Mello, like it's way. I think that's the only people I'm subscribed to. So every time I go over to that YouTube channel, your stuff always comes up, and every time I go, I'm like, oh, he was at that game. Oh, he was at that game too.
Everywhere. Yeah,
oh, he's always outside.
Everywhere.
Yeah, and it's you know, just you think about, you know, Jared, like, you know, getting PSAL. It wasn't solely Jared, but, you know, getting the PSAL in, or was it solely you? Am I shortchanging you?
Nah. I definitely needed some help to do that. No, some people at Newsday that believed and needed them for sure. Yeah.
Yeah. So, you know, to get the PSAL back in Newsday, I mean, it's tremendous, man. So, you know, we really appreciate that you guys, you know, can tell how much work we put into it. Yeah, from the Lincoln side, I know I just want to touch on it a bit. Just talk about Mr. Mekhi Negron, man, and anybody can take it.
Yeah, Mekhi is a kid, you know, who transferred over from Canarsie.
I didn't know he was there.
Yeah, he was at Canarsie. Only a sophomore right now. But he's also a kid where I feel like kind of been paying attention all season, and week in, week out, he's making electric plays and he's getting better, you know. And I feel like they noticed that at Lincoln as well, that we got to get this kid on the field more. Like, he's one of those kids where we have to have the ball in his hands so he could do what he do, you know. But he definitely put his name on a map this season, and he has a whole nother year as well. So I definitely expect him to be one of the top athletes in our city next year as well. 5 TD game, like we already mentioned, is something special right there.
Jared?
Yeah, I was gonna say, you want to talk about like breakout player of the year kind of guys. Mekhi's got to be in that conversation. You know, last year he was at Canarsie, but I don't know how much he did. The site says he only had 1 touchdown as a sophomore, and you know, to go to Lincoln, play, you know, this kind of schedule, go against really tough competition, and have the season that he did is really impressive, and it's still going. Obviously, I think he's totaled 16 touchdowns on the year.
Wow.
He has found the end zone a ton. Really good player, great athlete.
Points?
16 touchdowns, man. That is not easy. That's not easy to do. And he's a baller. And yeah, he's now, you know, Lincoln's gonna need him when they go against Tottenville, that's for sure. But what a year for him. And yeah, he's still got plenty of high school football left. So it's gonna be exciting to see, you know, where his journey goes. Him and Christian Borhe both back next year.
My
Yeah,
fault, Makai.
yeah, no, it's all good, Makai.
I'm a junior. My fault.
Yeah, so they got Makai, Christian, some other great guys coming back as well.
CJ, we definitely spoke about Christian Young though. I seen the comment CJ Murray saying 5 ran hard. We definitely spoke about Christian Young.
He had over
you know
100 in this game.
they've been a very good 1-2 all season long. Both of them been splitting carries. Christian Young has definitely been playing some good football most of the season for sure. Over 100 yards this past game. Yep.
Yeah, and then again, we're going to preview it later, but just to talk about just a little bit, just it's something that I think I'm pretty confident I said this last week, or maybe it was 2 weeks ago. It was probably after who they last lose to. They lost to E-Hall. No, I said it after the Tottenville game. I remember now. Is that I think that, the way Lincoln is set up this year, I think that they should find a way to run the ball a bit more. I think they're kind of getting to that. Of course, they run a true spread offense, but I think that these two running backs are really, really tremendous, and I think that you can really rely on them. I also want to give a shout out to Mr. Alvarez, who made his return, number 4.
Oh yeah, I was gonna say that.
Yes, he did.
That's
man.
big.
Yeah,
That's
OC told me about that. Yeah, that was big.
That's
Yeah. Seeing Mr. Alvarez return, he had such a good start in that Curtis game, the first Sage standout game of the week. So I was really disappointed to see him get hurt. I spoke to him at Tottenville, and he said, "Yeah, I'm going to try to get back he was trying to get back for E-Hall, and he was able to get back for the quarterfinals. So that's I'm so happy to see him play. But yeah, we'll preview the game later. But obviously Lincoln has a dog fight ahead of them.
Yeah, for sure.
Anything else in this game, guys?
Nah.
All right. We were gonna go through these next 2 games a little faster.
Yeah. Yeah, might as well. Is Lyle still in the chat? Are we going there? Yes. Yes.
Perfect timing.
Let's go.
Dang, you kind of violent. Why are you so hyped to talk about?
I was just seeing if I was looking to the right if it was coming up because I couldn't see.
So hold on a second. Hold on. Let me just put Jared up here. You're excited?
Nah, a lot of respect to South Shore, obviously, but yeah, E-Hall, big congrats to Danny, 200th win. So first things first,
shout out to Danny. Yup, fastest 200 wins.
Yeah, so that's huge. Guys were at this one because there's no stream, or at least I didn't watch it.
Yeah, I don't think so. I didn't see anything.
Yeah, there's no stream. I heard E-Hall had like a bunch of touchdowns called back.
Yeah. Oh wow.
Like a bunch apparently. But so I was wondering if that's true. But yeah, this E-Hall defense, they got a shutout. I just really think it's coming together at the right time with how hard they hit and how tough they play and all the talent and physicality. So that's great. Kendu Brown had a couple touchdowns. Yeah.
Damn, 5 to 6 TDs called back.
What?
It's crazy.
Yeah, no, it was a thing, from what I heard. So that's pretty nuts.
What?
Yeah, 4 touchdowns called back. I was gonna say, I think Kendu, yeah, he's in the chat right now. I think Kendu could have had a pretty monster game if they didn't call back some of those touchdowns. And I think he still did. He had a rushing touchdown. I saw some of Kendu's tape.
It looked good on film.
From holdings?
Yeah.
Oh, E-Hall got cleaned that up. That's crazy.
Yeah, we're here.
I keep seeing. I was about to say that. I keep seeing.
We're hearing so many, and yeah, it's what happened. And they still score 41 points.
Yeah.
Oh man! Wow, it made his way back.
Yeah, but listen, good win for E-Hall. They took care of business. This is what they're supposed to do. They have the better team this year. They have the seniors. And yeah, so good for them. They're moving on, and now they got a fun one ahead, which we'll talk about later.
Yeah, shout out to Kendall Brown. From what I heard, 3 TD day, 2 rushing, 1 passing. Amir found the end zone. Deli had a fumble recovery for a TD. You know, E-Hole, I feel like they were looking forward to this matchup.
Yeah.
Like they couldn't wait to violate South Shore. You know, it was one of those things for E-Hole. Like they wanted this game right here, you know. In terms of the Vikings though, man, great coaching staff over there. And I feel like South Shore will be back for sure. You know, I like the direction the program is headed in. So it's like trust the process, trust the journey, you know. So yeah.
Yeah, I just want to give a huge flowers just to number 12, the Road Runner.
My boy out of here, man. Road Runner. It was a pleasure.
Yeah, headed to Hampton.
Yeah, what a career.
So that player, you know, not only is he
was good at
person on camera in the PSAL, 12 in the building, 12 in the building, hilarious. Just tremendous person, you know, tremendous player. If I'm not mistaken, Lyle, he started playing his sophomore year.
Wow.
Yeah, Adrian hasn't been playing ball for that long. Yeah.
Yeah. And to go from not playing, you know, as a son.
Oh, we're doing this. Yeah.
I didn't even catch
this again.
Oh,
yeah. Bro.
To go from, you know, putting a helmet on as a sophomore to, you know, being a two-way champion, to being a part of an undefeated team that beats Lincoln on the road, to, you know, having to be a wide receiver, quarterback, running back, whatever you need your team to do this season. You know, it's a tremendous job, you know, and you know, I feel like a lot of people, you know, talk about his performance in the Battle of the Floss last year with the big drop and everything like that. And to be honest with you, like that's really what even has me as such an admirer for Adrian Antoine, because, you know, so I say a lot of you would have folded. A lot of you making those memes, you would have folded. You know, that was a huge stage. You know, I'm sure the highlights were everywhere on TikTok. You know, I'm not even on TikTok like that, so I'm sure people cut it up and put clown noises on it, whatever they do and stuff like that. And Adrian Antoine was still out there the next play, the next day, and he got himself going pretty confident he's going to college for free. And he's one of the premier players in this league, man. So I just want to give a huge shout out to Adrian Antoine. E-Hall, listen, E-Hall, they did what they were supposed to do. You know, they did what they were supposed to do. There are no stats, so I can't specifically call anybody out. But yeah, 41-0 it's a good quarterfinal for E-Hall going into a semifinal against Curtis. Anything else on this one?
No,
I'm sorry that we're so short, but you know, when you don't upload your stats, you know, we can't really.
Oh, yeah.
Not much we can really do. You know, we only go with what we happen to see on Instagram. And
you know what I go by? LJ's highlights. Shout out to my brother.
Shout out LJ. Yeah.
Shout out to my brother LJ, man. I don't know what they doing over there in the nation, man. Y'all don't post no stats, no nothing. I gotta hit the coaches up and stuff.
Yeah, but yeah, Lyle, this is what it's all about, man, for real. So, you know, shout out to all you guys and all the work that you've done. And
he said CBS hiring application.
You know, we think I think that the league is like we always said, the league, if we can have 8 competitive teams,
yeah, that was a violator.
It's a really good step. So we're all rooting for South Shore to come back strong. This
hazmat suit.
LJ.
Oh man.
LJ was on theme. LJ was on theme. We're gonna get into the preview after this one. So Tottenville, Port Richmond, 43-6.
Everybody scored. Nah.
Yeah, some of them highlights I was seeing, they had some players I haven't seen all year long in the game. sorry, that was a little disrespectful, but that's just a fact. That's also how it's a. If y'all follow HBD, y'all know I have been to like 6 Tottenville games this year.
You want to know what's crazy? Because some of the highlights I've seen, I said that to myself. I said, "Yo, I don't know who this is." Like, shout out to him, but I haven't seen this kid. Yeah, like I don't know who this is, but he's in the end zone.
Yeah, right. Calvin, this is a good question. Still trying to figure this out, unfortunately. I was hoping to have an answer for you guys by now, but business is business, so we're still trying to sort that out.
I didn't even realize this game happened, yo.
Yeah, it's like,
yo.
Friday night was quiet. I mean,
Yeah. So first of all, I'm not even going to start with the Pirates. I actually do just want to give as many flowers as I possibly can to Kasim Cromwell, and just an incredible career. I remember, I think it was like the first year after COVID or something like that. I remember Eagles playing Port Richmond, and the game was close actually. And I saw this kid. I don't remember what number he was wearing, but he catches it, and I saw like just the separation he has. I remember looking down at the sheet. I was like, "Oh man, that was Kasim Cromwell, a freshman." Damn.
Wow.
So to go from there to winning the Fugazi Award, 163 yards rushing. It's a tremendous career. I'm so curious to see what school you end up going to, what position you end up playing. But Kasim is gonna be good wherever he goes, man. You guys want to give Kasim his flowers?
Yeah, for sure. I mean, special player. Going from like a crazy junior season where he won the Fugazi, and I bet a lot of teams. Listen, it's the world we live in. A lot of teams probably wanted him to come play for their program, but he built something great at Port Richmond to help them get a bunch of wins and make the playoffs. And special season for them. Had on like that game against Brooklyn Tech ended up being a huge difference, and it was one for the ages, man. And Port Richmond beating New Dorp in the beginning of the year, a statement win, them being back. I mean, it was very, very cool to see. Shout out Kasim, shout out AJ Zimmerman for having a great senior season, teaming up with Kasim, man. That was a really fun duo to watch. And for Port Richmond, the young guys like Cameron Smith coming back, and what their coaching staff has in store. I'm very excited, man. Back in the playoffs. It's always a good place to be.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Kasim Cromwell was definitely a elite talent. A kid that you'll see at quarterback, you'll see him throw a touchdown pass. Then in that same game, he'll head tap you for 6.
Yeah.
And then in that same game, he had 9 tackles with 2 TFLs. So it's like you don't come across players like that who and then you would like Jared mentioned it, you win the best player in Staten Island. So now going into next season, who does every team that you're playing have circled every week? They have your name circled every week. They're game planning against you. We know if we want to beat Port Richmond, we have to stop Kasim Cromwell, and you still produce and put up numbers consistently week in, week out. It shows you what type of talent this kid actually is. And Dre mentioned it, which I kind of agree. It's like I can't wait to see what position you play on the next level. It's like whatever you decide to play, it won't surprise me. But it's like, what are you gonna play? It's like we don't know, and that's the exciting thing. Like, what position are you gonna play? I know you're gonna flourish no matter what position you're playing, but can't wait to see what's next for you on your journey for sure.
Oh, also, before we get out of this game, I just got some stats for Tottenville, so just want to give them some love.
Oh, good. Yeah,
while we're here. Yeah.
I want to hear that. Yeah.
Tyshawn Bent, 9 carries, 120 yards, 2 touchdowns. Corey Brown, 6 carries for 72 yards and a touchdown. And I think this player's name, Donato DeMello. He's a sophomore. Maybe he was on JV. I'm not 100% sure. Or maybe I just didn't do enough homework. But regardless, 7 carries for 64 yards and 2 touchdowns. I don't fully recall him being in previous box scores. But
It
good
might
for
be
him.
that
2
quarterback that got
touchdowns.
moved up, I think, maybe.
Yeah, and he went for
Maybe.
64 yards against Port Richmond and 2 touchdowns, man. For a player who, we haven't seen a ton of this year. Very impressive stuff, man. That's awesome. Justin McGuire, took care of business, 4 of 7 for 64 and a touchdown. Found Nicholas Constantino for a touchdown.
Sorry, can you read that again? Sorry, yeah, I'm gonna hear Justin's again.
Yeah, I mean, 4 of 7 for 64 yards and a touchdown. Okay. So a pretty calm game, but honestly, I think when a scoreline like this for Tottenville, this is what we've seen in the past. And Nick Constantino, 3 catches, 58 yards, and a touchdown. Yeah, so really, I mean, good stuff, man. Good stuff.
Yeah, man. I like to hear the pitch counts for the running backs being low in a game like this. Sounds like the pitch count for Justin was also low.
The pitch count was low for me, man. Neville didn't give me any touches.
But yeah, business as usual for Tottenville. Heavy favorites in this game, marching on to the semifinal. But again, Port Richmond going from 0-8 to 5 wins this season, right? I think they were 5-3. It's a tremendous job, man, and you just have to give love and respect to the coaching staff and Kasim and Zimmerman and everyone on this team. Getting into the playoffs and giving it everything you had. So huge shout out to them. Okay. Which game do we want to preview first? Which ones are y'all feeling? And yes, congrats to Danny. The way I think some people might be watching some people are probably watching it. Zebo.
Zaire, man, you've had a hell of a year, man.
Yeah.
You've had a hell of a year.
Tell your coaches to upload the stats, man.
Nah, highlight her comment too, real quick, Jay. Erica's comment.
Oh, Erica, let me see it.
Yeah, shout out to the female ref. It's the same one I keep seeing outside too. Yep.
I haven't seen
her. For real? Yeah, it's one girl who she's always at these games now. Yep.
Oh yeah. The way some people were saying like congrats to Danny, I'm thinking like, wait, did we forget to say that? But we obviously did. We're talking about Tottenville, Port Richmond.
Yeah.
I know some people might not be live or whatever. I'm not sure. Like I was so confused. I was like, wait, what? Yes, Ed. We spoke about Curtis Eagle we actually probably spoke about an hour and 10 minutes. Yeah, I think we spent 30 minutes on each team. So you can go back and watch that. All right, let's go this game first. Shout out to LJ. I'll post this after the game. LJ always with the graphics, man. Appreciate my guy. Tottenville versus Lincoln at 100 Luton. Jared, I'll give this one to you first, man.
Man, this is gonna be exciting. And I was talking with like when I was having conversations, I was like, what's playoffs without like a Tottenville Lincoln matchup? Like I feel like they've met it's a good amount of times and stuff. And we're gonna get another matchup here, so it should be fun. Regular season meeting went Tottenville's way, and I think part of the reason why they won that game and why they have beaten E-Hall and Eagle has just been, the rise of that pass attack, man. Nick Constantino was excellent the last time they played. Justin McGuire's making plays. So if they're able to, especially in this type of cold as well, and like, it being in November, if they're able to get the pass game going, Tottenville's going to be very, very tough to stop. But if I'm Lincoln right now, I'm liking where this Lincoln offense has been going. And yeah, listen, I'm seeing what the chat says right now and how a lot of people are, thinking.
Oh, I should do a poll.
Yeah, a lot of people are gonna think Tottenville's gonna roll. But if Lincoln is able to make some adjustments on defense and slow down Tottenville, it'll get interesting because Lincoln defense has like talent. They do, man. They have some really good players. They're just gonna have to, find a way to stop these playmakers. The trenches will be really important. And yeah, those Lincoln DBs, really good DBs. Let's see if they're able to, keep up with Nick Constantino and Gavin Ledwith and all those playmakers. I think that's going to be a huge matchup. And yeah, Mekhi Negron, Christian Borhe, they're gonna have to make more plays than maybe they're asked for. Maybe like some unsung heroes as well. That's always a huge thing in the playoffs. And don't make mistakes. If Lincoln, makes mistakes, turnovers, it's gonna be tough.
So let's go here. E, what do you think is a key or maybe an adjustment? Not to put you on the spot, like a key or maybe an adjustment that Lincoln could make in this matchup.
So I was at that first matchup at 100 Luton. Nick Constantino definitely went off this game. I remember, Nick Constantino definitely had 100. But let me see. Hold on, he had 100 plus receiving yards this game.
Yeah, and he had that head tap too.
Yeah, he had that crazy head tap in the corner of the end zone. Yeah, I remember that. I think they need to. The guy on the flyer needs to follow him all game, and Lincoln to have a better shot at winning this game. Because Constantino is obviously the spark to that offense. So you can't let Constantino get off and then Tyshawn Bent and Corey Brown is going to do what they do regardless. They're going to give us a headache regardless. And when Constantino is doing what he does, we got to try our best because Constantino is the best receiver in this league. So he's going to make his plays. But we have to try our best to limit Constantino if we want to win this game. So Lincoln has to make their best corner follow him all game, and I think that's JB. So I think that's one key adjustment that the Lincoln defense has to make for sure. And like Jared mentioned, I like their secondary. They could even have maybe Ivory Jr. shadow over Constantino, and those other Tottenville receivers are gonna have to make their plays, but we're not gonna let Constantino go off. That's one adjustment I feel needs to be made this game.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I think the adjustment is. As crazy as it sounds, I think the whole offense actually needs an adjustment. Meaning, I know you want to go speed, hurry up. I do not think this is the game for that. You're on the road. I think it is so important to control this game and take the fire out of it in a way. I think if Lincoln are able to limit the number of possessions in this game, I think that they will be better off.
That's a good point. I think
that's kind of where they get in trouble in this matchup in particular, especially against a team like Tottenville that can score so quickly. Like I know that Lincoln can score quickly too. How do I describe it? I just don't value. How do I say this? Right, regardless, I'm not going to say that point. All I'm going to say is I think that less possessions are better for Lincoln, and if they try to make it more into a grinded out kind of game versus a shootout, because I've seen this matchup. Yeah, I've seen this matchup 3 times over the past 2 years. Once, just watching I think it was a semifinal 2 years ago. And this is such a good point. Lincoln have so many penalties in this matchup. I don't know what it is about this matchup in particular. They have so many mental mistakes here. And I feel like they really need to slow it down. I feel like more possessions is going to favor Tottenville in this matchup. Yeah. Like, I think it has to be a
control the clock
football game. In order for them to win. I think for the last 2 times they've tried to make it a shootout with Tottenville and they have bigger guns. Like it's simple as that. Like you can't.
You don't want that smoke, man.
Yeah,
you don't want that smoke.
Yeah, it's how do I describe it? I think I think the way Tottenville scores versus the way Lincoln scores is like more conducive to Tottenville in this matchup, because Lincoln and maybe Mackay, maybe Mr. Hicks isn't going to agree with me, but they're not really a big play team this year. I know they have a couple of big plays this season, but like if we use like the top matchups, they haven't really been a big play kind of team. And I feel like when you just have more plays, if you're not ripping off a big play in this kind of in this matchup, I feel like you're kind of more prone to making a mistake, to be honest with you, at this level. And one mistake against Tottenville is game over if you're trying to have a shootout, because the way they score from big plays. They're like, oh, you want to give Tyshawn Bent another series?
Yeah.
And it'll be quick too. That's the thing with them. They'll score real quick time.
Next thing you know, you look it up, one of them fans on 100 looting, you're like, oh my God, here we go again. Like, what I'm saying? Oh my God, Andy, this is it right here. Special teams.
That Tottenville kickoff be having everybody messed up. That Tottenville kickoff team be having a whole city messed up. I don't know what we said this before, but they special teams coordinator at Tottenville, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, in that previous matchup, first, Lincoln wins the toss, they receive the ball. What happens? Onside kick. Tottenville get it. So, and they score, and they disrespectful enough to score, like right after. So, Jared, what do you think about this game? So I asked Eve, the Lincoln side, Tottenville. Do you think they need to switch anything up, or kind of business as usual for them?
I think it really is, especially like, listen, and no disrespect to the Lincoln defense or anything like that, but if you're looking at last week with Kennedy scoring 36 points in 3 quarters, Kennedy's a great team, but Tottenville is a level above. They just are. At the end of the day, they've proven it. For Tottenville, I more so think if I were them, it's us against us. Play your game.
Yeah.
Be yourself. Like, I don't think there's much changing. I think mentally and being disciplined and executing is easier said than done. So they have to go out and actually do it, because listen, we're saying Lincoln can't make mistakes. Listen, if Tottenville makes mistakes and they don't play their brand of football, and it's like, what's going on here? Lincoln will make them pay. And all of a sudden, the whole city's talking about how Lincoln has Tottenville on the ropes and this and that. So, listen, they play their game, and they pass well, they run well. I think they'll be fine. But yeah, I don't think there's a ton of room for error for them either, especially with how much Lincoln can score and how good Borhi and Negron could be. Yeah, so man, yeah, that's kind of what I'm thinking there. And I love whoever said special teams, man, because I see it every year in high school football playoffs, every single year. It is so, and what's crazy too is if Eagle executed that extra point in that other game we were talking about, we would have been like, man, if that long snap wasn't over the punter's head, special teams, you know what I mean? Those 2 points are a huge difference, so it's because listen, it's not like Curtis was perfect on special teams either, right? It's very hard to be that, but you got to find a way to execute and make those kind of plays, because it's a huge difference at the end if you're able to do it a little bit more than your opponent.
No, I agree. And that's an interesting point. I don't see it as a big problem, Anthony, in the chat, but I do say, if you remember, in the Curtis Tottenville game, towards the end of the game, Curtis spiked the ball, and they literally essentially got another timeout after spiking the ball.
Yeah. After spiking the ball.
I don't think it's the biggest problem, though, honestly.
That's really interesting.
Yeah, I don't see it affecting the game so much.
Yeah.
But anything else in this game, guys?
No.
Yeah, this graphic is sick, by the way. Shout out
Facts.
to
Yeah, so yeah.
Facts.
And of course, man.
Oh,
this is the one right here.
Boy. Jaden Melendez made the front.
Right, Jaden made the graphic.
Jaden Melendez. That's a good choice too.
E-Hall versus Curtis, a rematch of last year's championship game. If you guys remember last year, there was also a rematch of the previous year's championship game at Sid Luckman Field, and that one was crazy, to say the least. So I don't think I really need to sell this game much. Take it away, though. Your initial thoughts on this one?
Yeah, well, I was definitely when these two met up in the regular season, Curtis, if it was kind of weird to me because it wasn't the typical Curtis that we know. On the defensive side of the ball, they seem to have a lot of miscommunication issues with their secondary.
Yes.
Way too many easy big plays, and then I see Gamble and the defensive coaches. They're on the guys like, yo, we were supposed to be in this. Like, what's going on? So it's like that was unusual. So I feel like now Curtis defensively they're locked in. All the mental errors or I don't know what coverage we're in, all of that type, all of those type of mistakes that I don't expect that to happen this weekend. And back to Jaden Melendez being on a flyer, he needs to be on the field in the secondary this weekend because he didn't play DB against E-Hall, so I'm pretty sure he'll be out there. But this one is going to be interesting for sure. Quadir Gomez, his health is very important. Because if Curtis goes into this game without Gomez at least at 80%, this is going to be tough for Curtis to pull this off at Sid Luckman without some type of running game. I'm not sure what's going on with Will. He got put out the game as well.
Yeah,
but the running back situation for Curtis, we have to pay attention to that. But I think E-Hall is very confident coming into this game. They kind of dominated that first time these two met up. But I also know that they're probably level-headed because they understand that this is Curtis at the end of the day. Adjustments were made, so we're expecting a different product this time around, a different energy this time around. But yeah, this can really go either way, in my opinion.
Okay.
Definitely could go either way.
Excuse me. I'm sorry, guys. Real quick before you go, Jared, I just want to ask E about E, you had a chance to rewatch the game on Sage?
Yes.
This game?
Yes.
When you looked at the Zaza's long touchdown, the last one, right?
Yes.
I said it on the live, and I was kind of like, and I was watching Curtis, and I'm like, man, they are really, really selling out on the run. And they got burned there very, very badly, right? If you sell on the run, you run blitz, and they might have set 8 on that play. I mean, that play. Jared, go back and look
back there. No, I watched it.
I was watching it back, like, and knowing the result, you're like, oh my god!
But then also,
because go ahead.
I'm not gonna lie, it's very few backs who's gonna hit that like Zai. The way he hit that, even with Curtis sending, let's say 8, but the way Zai hit that is that's just because he's one of one, honestly.
So I'm not gonna take anything away from Zaire, but like my point is when you sell out like that, it took one block, like Eric blocked one player.
See you later.
Guessed wrong.
Yeah,
and it was a pretty big hole. Obviously, Zai like had work to do.
But that's not what you mean. That hole was
so when I say that, I'm like, when you think of the E-Hall matchup and having Mr. Lewis and Mr. Morrow. How do you see Curtis matching up with that? Because I'm not saying I'm concerned about it, but when I see it, I'm like, if the answer is just the all-out blitz, I don't know.
I feel like I expect Yeah. I expect both Amir and Mr. Lewis to produce, but I feel like it's going to be tougher on Mr. Kendall this week. Because yeah, he made the right reads. He played well that first matchup. You know, he played very good that first matchup. Rushing TD, I believe he had 2 or 3 passing touchdowns. But like I said, a few of those passing TDs were on broken coverages. You know, so it's like now when, like I said, we know our calls, we know our coverages, we're where we supposed to be. Now that's a whole different ball game when you have to make the right read. You're not throwing a pass to a receiver who could walk into the end zone because the DB isn't where he's supposed to be, you know? So I feel like this week quarterback play is definitely going to have a lot to do with the outcome of this game for Vinny as well.
Yeah,
Because like we
I'll
mentioned,
let Jared take that. Yeah.
yeah, like I'm not gonna say too much, but like we mentioned, if let's say Quader is at 40-50% health, then we're gonna have to rely on the Iceman to throw the ball way more than we want him to throw the ball, which is what he kind of did that first game. He threw the ball 30 something times, I believe, as Sid Luckman that first game. So it's like which one of these quarterbacks is going to step up and make the key plays for their team to help them win this game, you know?
Yeah, Jared, I'll let you take it from there. I was gonna throw it right to you with the Iceman, and he threw the ball. What did I say? 30. It was 35 against Eagle.
Yeah,
It was,
no,
I believe it was 30 plus that first time they played.
Wow, really?
I believe it was. Yeah, he threw the ball a lot of times in that regular season matchup. He threw the ball a
no,
lot of times that game.
for sure. And one of the reactions from just like a lot of people, and honestly myself, was if Curtis established the run, maybe it could have been a little bit different.
Yeah.
And in this game, what he was saying, I just really agree with is like if you're able to run the ball a little bit and get yards that way, it makes things easier for the Iceman. And I think Canzoneri will be able to make some more plays. But I think regardless, they're gonna come out with a good game plan, and their coaching staff's amazing. But like will, a Kai Lewis and some of these wide receivers, because I don't know how healthy Quad Air is. Like some of these receivers, whether it's like screen passes or just run after the catch, gonna have to make some like big time plays here for Curtis.
Yeah.
Yeah, and it's gonna be tough, man. I think Erasmus is definitely the favorite. They're firing on all cylinders. But at least for Curtis, you have a lot of experience, guys that have been there, and getting out to a fast start is going to be huge. I think if Hall goes up 14-0, I don't think this is the same Curtis team as last year where you're coming back. If you get into a deficit. Now I know they feel great because they just had a comeback win, and that's honestly something nice for Curtis, where they got some swagger to them right now after such a crazy win like that. But I don't know. You can't fall behind against Hall like that, at least this year, in my opinion.
Yeah, I mean, if I look at the point totals against the big three for Curtis, 14 versus Lincoln, 19 versus Hall, and if you were at the game, was really 13. Let's be honest.
Yeah.
And 13 against Tottenville, and they had 10 points against Eagle until the last 3 minutes of the game.
I was gonna say the last 6 came overtime.
So we did not talk about Kurt. Oh no, I see what you're saying here. You are right. He was banged up a bit in this game, but you are correct on this play. Charles Simmons is going to have a big day.
Yeah.
A big day. Very, very, very good point here. Yeah, like I said, they had 10 points, with 3 minutes left in the Eagle game. It is almost like when I think about this game compared to what Lincoln need to do as the underdogs, I think it's almost the complete opposite. I think Curtis need more play. I think Curtis need more plays. Curtis need more plays in this game. just like we said, the health of Quader is going to be huge, and just to be honest, it's just not a good matchup. The front seven of Curtis versus the front seven of Ehall. We talk about these linebackers all day, every day. It's just not a good matchup this year. So it is going to have to be, Vinny threw the ball 35 times this game, and E was right. He threw the ball 30 times in the first matchup. It's going to fall to him again. And this player on the graphic, Jaden Melendez, I remember, Vinny was looking for him quite a few times in that first matchup, and he just could not. He was short arming a lot of those balls in that first matchup. Something is telling me he's going to be much, much better in this game compared to the first time these two played. And he's going to have to be, because I think Kendu Brown is playing at a very, very high level right now. Decision making, accuracy on the deep ball. When he brings it down to run, I actually would like to see like an average per run for quarterbacks. I would wonder who would be in the lead. If I think about it, probably would be Kendu, right? In the 4A.
McGuire might be up there. McGuire's running this year
too. I forgot to make a poll. Sorry, 71% Tottenville in this last one.
Right.
Yeah, that's kind of to be expected, right?
Yeah, I mean, Tottenville, they're the favorite for sure.
Yeah.
Who you got? Sorry, I know it's a little late, but Ehall and Curtis. Let me know who you guys got. But yeah, it's it sucks that we have to put so much on one player. But yeah, I mean, it's gonna come down to Vinny. Vinny's gonna have to be really good in this game.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, you're playing quarterback at one of these from your high schools. That's how it goes, man. You're going against one of the best defenses in New York. So
yeah, man. Anything else in this game, guys?
Can't wait for this one either. It's gonna be an epic matchup. I can already,
yeah, it's gonna be cool, man. Let's keep that game on Sunday.
Yeah. All right. So
we literally will mention.
I know I have this poll. I kind of like want to get a poll for this next one, but we will. 3A, it's your time.
Oh,
gather in the chat. 3A, it is your time.
It was some good games.
Call for the 3A. Y'all, it's not where we wanted this matchup to be. But we still get it. You all know what I am talking about. You all know what I'm going to put on the screen.
Oh.
APR versus Sheep's Head Bay in the 3A semi-final.
Oh man, this is definitely the 3A game of the year for sure. Battle of the abbreviations.
That's true, man. FJM and APR.
Oh man,
this is what so many people have been waiting for, man.
Damn,
this is the game.
Yo, no disrespect to Ehall, not reading the poll right now for this one, man. Yeah. 35 votes, 71% Ehall. Okay. No disrespect, but now I need to get the temperature for everybody. So give me Lehman versus Polo. No disrespect. Did Lehman win the game this year?
No.
Unfortunately not.
No.
But hey, man, we'll see. Right. Wait, this is the game, man.
Yeah,
I haven't seen APR guys in the chat really. Actually, no, I think I saw a few earlier.
They were here earlier.
They might be locked in. I don't know. APR, rise.
This is the man. This is the game.
Yo, Jared, take it away, man. What do you
wow. I think, man, it's been so crazy because once league play has started, both of these teams just been destroying everyone in their paths. Like, all roads led to this game, and it's here. So, first off, I'm super excited about that. I'm excited to see what the poll is going to say and how people feel about it. But man, I think both teams' run games are really good. There's some great linemen in this one. I think we're going to get treated to seeing two of the best players in the city with Ahmed Toure, and of course, my opinion, the best player in the 3A, and Naeem Cooper. Go at it. That's unreal in itself. That's gonna be really good. But listen, I think this one is kind of obvious in the sense of the quarterback play is gonna be huge. You know, who's gonna make a couple extra plays at the QB position to lift their team and you know, in certain moments, especially because they might be facing more third and long situations than they have all year because we haven't seen someone like Amari Britt. We haven't seen someone like Jair Edwards where we're facing 2nd and 12 and all of a sudden and 3rd and 14, whatever it could be. So what QB is going to end up making some great plays. I think that's going to be interesting. These wide receivers going against these DBs on both sides. Yeah, I'm super excited. And also, both of these teams, before I hand this one off to you guys, since they've been running through a lot of competition, I bet these coaches have just saved stuff up for this exact moment, man. Like a ton of stuff up their sleeves. Like, I'm really ready to see what gets drawn up, who comes out with what. This one's going to be really exciting. Yeah, two great coaching staffs going at it. I know the kid's been waiting for this one. And yeah, this is the game of the week for me, man. I'm excited.
Ooh, I feel you on that.
It is. I mean, listen, we saw E-Hope like obviously E-Hope Curse is huge, but I don't know, something about this one just.
Nah, I know what you mean, Jack.
You know
I know what you mean. I agree with you. I'm just trying to hype it up.
Yeah. Yeah, something about it.
Yeah, this is a, you know, and the good thing about this game is that the players from both teams are like they were dying for this game, you know, so it's like both sides are like they couldn't wait for this matchup and it's finally here. You know, like you guys said, it sucks that it's now and not in the chip, but it's like we getting what we all wanted, and that's this matchup. But I feel like APR in terms of the trenches, I like APR's D line over the Sharks offensive line. Jair Edwards up front with Rock. That's two pieces right next to each other who would start on just about every 4A school. You know, I don't know if some people might not know who these kids are, but APR definitely has two trench bullies who would dominate in the 4A. They would play really good in the 4A. So it's like I want to see how the Sharks match up front against that APR front. I like Medi. What Jared mentioned, quarterback play is definitely going to have a lot to do with who wins this game. You know, I see Manny does a lot with his legs. I feel like this week he's gonna have to make some throws. If APR is gonna find a way to win this game. But when I think of this matchup, I give the slight edge to the Sharks. I know I'm gonna get screenshotted for this. I give the slight edge.
We already did it last week. Don't worry.
Yeah, I'll say they already have the ammo. They're just waiting.
I give this slight edge to the Sharks because of Coop. I feel like Coop is the best player in the 3A, and big time players make big time plays and big time games. So I expect Coop to show us all why he's who he is this week. But APR, and then on the other end of things, APR can definitely pull this one off. You know, APR can definitely pull this one off, you know. So yeah, that's I can't wait for this one. I can't wait for this one for sure, man.
So real quick,
Nah, loud, but he said
asking if APR and Sheepshead would compete in the 4A. I'm sure when you say doing the same thing, I'm sure you're not asking me if I think they would be undefeated in the 4A, because obviously the answer is no. But would they compete in the 4A? Yeah, I mean, they would be in the race for the 8th seed. Now, that's the level I think they're at. I think they would struggle against all the teams that made the playoffs in the 4A. That's what I believe. What do you guys think if these two teams were in the 4A?
Yeah, I would have to agree. Yeah, I would have to agree. 7th, 8th,
Yeah.
7th, 8th seed range. Yeah, I definitely agree with that.
Yeah, I think they make the playoffs and then probably lose in the first round.
You think they make the playoffs though? I mean, we're talking. You remember, you got to bounce out South Shore or Port Richmond. I think that's what some people don't exactly understand. That's what people don't understand. Like,
I'll get very close.
Both these. I feel like both of them can beat Port Richmond without a doubt. Yeah,
I don't know. I think it'd be interesting.
I
think it'd be
I think I have
Well,
trouble.
we can play this what if game all day, just because it's like, oh well, what if Kasim Cromwell is Superman?
Which is possible.
But then what if Naeem Cooper is just unbelievable? So it's it's tough.
Yeah, it's the if game. I think one thing I want us as a community to understand and get a bit better with is when you say someone deserves to be in the 4A, or when you say someone deserves to be on a top 5 list, you have to remember you have to take someone off of that list. You have to take someone off. So you can't just be like, oh, this team should be in the 4A. All right, so who are you taking out?
Yeah, for real.
Well.
Don't gotta answer now, right? Don't gotta answer now.
Yes. All right, well, it keeps coming back to this. Yes, these two teams would be Canarsie. Yes, they would. Right. so that's one slot. That's one win. I know Canarsie. Canarsie is always catching strays. But yes, they would beat Canarsie. I'm trying to remember APR Fort Hamilton. How'd that go last year?
APR Fort.
APR Fort Hamilton. So I can find it. Let me see. Who could?
No, they beat Fort last year. APR beat Fort, but then lost to Brooklyn Tech twice, I think.
All right, so there you go. So, no, E. Sorry, I mean, Ed, I definitely noticed that.
They locked in, yeah.
Yo, don't sleep on Clinton, though. Clinton was not bad this year. Again, this is what y'all always do. You don't put things into context. Clinton was not a bad team this year. They just
they had a hard
very
schedule.
hard schedule.
Yeah.
Hector, you guys won 28-20.
28-20.
Oh, yeah, I was at that game. Duh, I commentated that game. Thank you. Oh, my God. Jesus Christ. I was literally at the game commentating. That was the game Travis had 4 touchdowns. And Travis had 4 touchdowns, and Harold Marshall III had. You sure it was 28-20? Because I thought Harold had 4 touchdowns too. Yeah, you're right. So yes, guys. So you have to put into context when you're saying things, right? Yeah, I mean, I made my pick last week, but this matchup it's really goes either way. I mean, if I'm looking at the poll right now, yeah, thank you. Yeah, it was 28-26. Yeah, I thought because both players scored 4 touchdowns. So with 56 votes, it's interesting. It's 57-43 APR right now.
Wow.
Obviously it's going to change a bit with APR being at home, if that matters at all. Obviously, home field advantage can get taken away immediately if Sheepshead comes out firing right off the bus. But this game is the thing about this game is that APR has made it a point to prove to everyone that they can throw the ball this year. Zaire Jones, everyone else that they have, at wide receiver has proven that they can throw the ball. And I'd be curious to see if they kind of pull a Isaac Swazo, excuse me, just came to my mind. Swazo and Zaire Jones, they really prove that they have threats on the outside. So Lyle, answer Lyle's question here. It's first of all, can someone let me know how close is George Washington to the actual APR, like the school?
Oh, the high school.
Because the last time I was there, it wasn't great, but it was, they're playing McKee. I don't think there was any like real reason for a lot of people to come, but I think this game should be better. But George Washington, you know what? George Washington can actually have a pretty good atmosphere if there's a lot of people. They have the stands it's a pretty big set of stands actually.
Yeah.
But when it's empty, when there's not a lot of people, there's not a lot of people. Ed, this is so he's saying like 20 minutes. Yeah, okay. Will this be a Sage Media game? I'll be honest with you right now, there is no Sage Media game this week. We're working on it. But as of Monday at 9:30, there is no Sage Media game. Working on it. You said APR fans show out sometimes. Yeah, like I've only been there once, so that's all I can say.
Against Fulham, I was out there one time, and Mr. Trav Gamble had about. I lost count how many touchdowns he had that game. Yo, Gamble went off that game.
Yeah, man. So, yeah, this matchup, man.
Andy, it's in the works.
Yeah, it's in the works.
They want to know what game you're doing this weekend, Dre.
Bro, I was really trying to come into. I was really trying to come into like this podcast. I know people are going to ask me that question, and it sucks for me not having an answer for them, but it kind of is what it is.
Mm-hmm.
What was I about to say? I just lost my train of thought. Yeah, the most important player in this game is Naeem Cooper for both sides. He's the most important player for APR, and he's the most important player for Sheep's Head. Meaning APR need to figure out a way to slow this player down.
That's facts.
It's not really that even complicated of a matchup when you think about it. Like they have to figure out a way to slow him down.
Yeah.
Because if they don't have an answer, he's gonna go crazy.
Yeah.
He's that good of a player.
Yeah.
So the first step is, can you slow down Naeem Cooper? The second step, whoever plays quarterback for whoever plays quarterback for Sheep's Head, can you make throws? You might have some pressure in your face. It's going to be, I know Lyle's making jokes like, it's the playoffs, the semifinal. Your heart's going to be beating a little harder. Lyle's making jokes on that.
Yeah,
even though it was valid. That was a good call, by the way, Lyle. Don't even front on me. That was a good call. Yeah, can you deliver? Can you deliver in this game? I wouldn't say that, no, I would say the Sharks are the underdogs. I actually would say that the Sharks are the underdogs in this game. APR, I would say that it's almost like their birthright to go to the championship. They were on the doorstep last year. They fell short, and they've been undefeated this year. They've cleaned up everybody. Sheep's Head, they are, the newcomers in the division. So I would say APR are the favorites. Being saying that they had a harder schedule, it is correct, but some of the same teams APR beat, Sheep's Head also put belt to them. So it's
the same way. So,
they also put them to the sword. So it's like
I was gonna say there's a few of them for sure.
So yeah, I picked APR in this game just from the the physicality up front. I think they have an advantage in the physicality aspect, and I think that is going to be the biggest factor. I think that this is going to be a high scoring game. I do think that, and I think APR will just be able to edge it. But again, that boy number 22 is a big problem. But that boy, Number 0, I'm pretty sure he wears 0. Ahmed Torre.
Yeah.
He's a tremendous player as well. And I know APR is up for this game. I know they're sick and tired of seeing Sheepshead.
Yeah.
And I know Sheepshead is sick and tired of APR. Like, that's why this game is gonna be so good.
You're right. That's the point. Even the players are like, they are dying for this game right here. Yep.
Man, oh man. So all right, I'll end the poll at 63. At 63 votes, 56% APR for the win.
Oh.
Wow. Well.
So we'll see. We'll see.
Interesting.
There is another semifinal, of course, and it's a good semifinal, to be honest with you. We have James Madison and Utrecht. Jared, would you like to let E know?
Yeah, I was gonna say, Ed, I picked something about the whole thing. I picked APR.
I think he's talking about the APR.
Yeah, I picked APR to win, regardless. So yeah.
You did pick it. Oh, I thought you picked Sheepshead. Okay.
No, E picked Sheepshead. I picked APR to win it.
Okay.
Yeah, but this game I didn't have in my bracket, so this one's gonna be really interesting.
Yo, my guy's been in the chat the whole time. Got it wrong. Why are you laughing at me? Yeah, I should bring you up here too. You got the games wrong.
The other game, yeah.
I'm laughing because they own it. They own it. That's really why I'm laughing. Yo.
I got the game wrong, man. I got the
game wrong. Madison. Oh, they heard me say that John Jay was gonna be a Cinderella story and win their 6th straight game and win a playoff game. I got DM'd, and they're like, "No Cinderella story, Uzzi."
Yo, these kids are so. Yo, I swear.
See, yeah.
Look. What happened to that Cinderella story?
I did, man. I thought. There's something about John Jay, man. How they were playing, they were peaking. Oh, I'm on the big screen now too. All right. I'll listen, Madison. I'll give it to you. You guys did it, man. I'll give it to you. Big game from them. I think they put up 40 points.
Young Trav went off this game.
He did, huh? That's what I listen. The young talent they have over there, man. Like if they're clicking, they're a very hard team to beat. And I assume that's what happened. Yeah, 40-26. They got out to a quick start too from what we were told. Yo, Travis went off.
Yeah, he had like 200 plus yards, and he went off. What? He had like 200 plus yards, 2 TDs.
Wow.
Oh, Isaiah Flores in the chat. Yo, he's a really good player for New Utrecht. I think he had 3 interceptions against Lehman and a pick 6, all in that one game. He gets a lot of tackles. He's good on defense, man. I guess he didn't play the first game. That's interesting.
Jesus Christ.
Yeah, maybe you got to make a poll for this one, Dre, for real.
Yeah, the quarterback Ray played pretty good too. He was efficient. Gavin Pelzer finding the end zone. Dude, that kid always finds the end zone, man.
Let me make a poll for this one. I see somebody talking message at Andre. What happened with Truman? First of all, I already. Now you're dragging it. Now I'm about to drag you. Give me a second. Let me type this out.
Truman played a really tough game too.
Yo, it went into overtime.
That final score.
21-20, man.
Yeah.
Did Truman try to go for 2 and win it?
Yeah, what happened with that?
I was hoping you had the details. I know you usually call the coaches.
I know.
I didn't get the. I mean, I don't think there's any way for us.
I need to talk to Wendell. Though. I'm talking to him.
Somebody let us know. Yeah, so that's what I want to do. First of all, huge shout out to Coach Wendell. That's just a good guy in general. And okay, so they're saying they went for 2. Wow. Oh, Flores. Sorry, I clicked on the wrong one. Dang, that's tough. Flores is saying that he stopped it.
Oh,
that is tough.
And I stopped it. Wow.
That's a tough statement. I can't lie. I stopped it. That's tough.
Yo, that's good, man. He might just be a gridiron great again, man.
No, so
Oh, wait. My fault.
said,
I mean to cut you off because the one kid on Truman, two kids on Truman, I want to give so much credit for just because they had great careers. Siobhan Richardson, phenomenal. 33, beast, had a great game. And the other kid who's another senior for them, Shamori Brown, is so good. And he had an incredible final game of high school football, 10 tackles, 6 for loss, 2 sacks. Yeah, it's a great game.
No, it's tremendous. And listen, some of the guys in the chat, listen, I did think that, Mr. Richardson was going to be the big difference. Was going to be the big difference in this game. I called it wrong. But here's the thing. I'm gonna put myself back on the screen.
Yeah, no, go, Dre.
Y'all won by 1 point. Y'all know that, right? Chill out. Dre, you got it wrong. You didn't believe it. Boy, we have a coin. I only have a coin with it. You can flip a coin. Y'all won by 1 point. Like y'all dragging it. Like, it's a good win, but damn, like,
yo,
it was belt.
Yeah. Now Madison definitely won a little more comfortably, but for New Utrecht, the QB Joseph Cangelosi, he hasn't had like a flashy season. Threw for 3 touchdowns in this game. I mean, he was a real difference maker. Got to give him, his flowers, and he played good, man, and yeah, definitely wins a win.
No, wins a win. No, wins a win. What was the sorry, I didn't mean to put that one up.
Yeah.
Someone in the chat, let us know because we don't have the context. What was the play that they ran to try to win it? I'm assuming it was probably going to be like a QB power or something like that.
Yeah, I was about to say he said he tackled 33, so probably had to be like a QB power or something. Yeah.
And also, guys in the chat, where is this game being played? Oh, is it on the website? Is it on PSAL actually?
That game was at New U. I knew you.
No, this game said it's at Midwood.
Oh, the semifinal game. Yeah, for some reason. Let's see what they say in the chat.
Okay, they're saying it was a jet sweep to 2. Okay.
Yeah, it's at Midwood. Wow.
That's a
jet sweep. That's tough.
That's a.
Yeah. No, go ahead. You can get it off.
I'm just thinking, like, yo, what? Like, I don't know. I'm putting the ball in the hands of my best player with the game. If I'm doing that, do or die, I'm going for the win. My best player is either gonna win me the game or he's gonna lose me the game. So for them to give anyone other than 33 the ball for the game is diabolical. Yeah, I don't get it. Yeah.
Wait, they didn't give it to really?
Someone said they gave 2
I thought he said 33 ran it.
I don't know if somebody was just trolling in here. Someone commented a jet sweep.
Oh, okay.
I don't know.
Hold on a second. Are you sure?
It said he had 100+ y'all. I don't know.
All game is a.
Would you like to retract that statement before I read the stats? See, this is what's nice about these live streams. You know what I'm saying? Y'all can't lie on us. I got screens behind this one.
He had $150 on the day. That is not stopping him. Yeah, I'm bugging. That's a good game. Like
16 for 151. Like that's tough.
That's why they're saying that, because the week before he went off. Who said he was going for 400 yards? I don't know.
We did not say 400. We said he could have a crazy game. I think we might have said that.
And the 400, none of us said that. I know that for sure, because we wouldn't say something like that. Like,
but it's 150 not a crazy.
Yeah, that's a good day.
Is 150 in a quarterfinal not a crazy?
They're saying that that's not true.
Oh, they lied about his stats. You're trying to say? Oh,
that's what they're saying. I mean, I don't know.
150 is devious. Somebody said 150 is devious.
Yo, 3 different receivers had tutties for New Utrecht, man. And Jeremiah Harvey's in the chat. Shout out to him, man. He had a receiving touchdown.
See, I was just about to say that. Where's the film? Because we're really good at watching film. So it's like, if we would have watched the game, yeah. Everybody keeps saying that though. 150 isn't crazy. I don't know. No, look what he said. If he had 150, that means I had 20 tackles.
Nah, I need to watch this. Yo,
Yeah,
I got
we gotta watch this game.
I'm
Send
hitting
a
them up.
huddle link.
I'm like, yo, your plays
I know y'all got a huddle link. Post the huddle link and we'll watch the game. I'll watch that game tomorrow. Send the huddle link.
Oh man, it's hilarious. But listen, I didn't pick. Obviously, my bracket's already busted on this side. I had two. But no, I just want to give a huge shout out to Coach Wendell and this Utrecht team. Because if I'm not mistaken, I don't think they won a game in the 4A last year. If they won a game, I think it was one. I don't know what game it would have been. Let me not disrespect them. Let me go look. I don't think Utrecht won a game though.
No, they didn't last year.
No. Yeah, so Utrecht didn't win a game last year, and just like he said here, from 0-8 to the semis.
Semis, yeah, that's.
I always give like
8 to semis
credit. To tell you a little bit about myself, my team was terrible my senior year, and it freaking sucked. I think we were like 1-7 or something like that. So I know how bad a bad varsity season is. So to come back from that, the players who were on that team to come back from it, I lie was hilarious. It's a tremendous job from this Utrecht team. And I also want to give love to this Madison team as well. How many games did Madison win last year? Oh, I don't know. Actually, no. Madison went on a run last year and they won 3 games. I remember at the end of the year they won 2 games. But Madison's now here in the semifinal. These are 2 teams that dropped down from the 4A, and we were curious to see how good they'd be. And they've hung in there. Obviously, APR and Sheepshead. No one can imagine how good that they would be. But these teams are one step away from a championship. Right now in the poll, it's 59% Madison. In the first matchup, it was 28-12.
Yeah.
Madison on the road. You were at this game?
Yeah. The Madison playmakers definitely performed this game. I remember Taz had a nice touchdown run. Gavin had made some plays this game. Madison definitely performed this game. But from what I'm hearing from the Utrecht, a few of their key guys didn't play. Like Flores didn't play this game. I didn't know that. The first matchup he didn't play. Very key piece to that Utrecht defense. So but all season Utrecht has been playing good defense. So I feel like Madison is a team where, from what I've seen this year, I don't know what side of the offense we're gonna see. It's days where those playmakers are making all types of plays, and then Madison's offense is days where it's kind of flat. I feel like I seen him play. I seen him play against Lane. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
So
I still need somebody in the chat, and I see Taz. Well, Taz didn't play that game. I see Ray in the chat. Shout out to Ray Annual. I still need the answers from that Sheepshead game because I was really excited for that game. I need answers. But go ahead. Sorry,
Madison. No, you're good. Madison has a girl on the team. Yeah, Madison has a linebacker. Yeah, a girl that she plays linebacker. She gets burned too. She's in a rotation. But yeah, in terms of this matchup here, I feel like what side of the Madison offense are we gonna see?
Yeah, exactly.
Are they gonna, they got a young sophomore quarterback, playmakers who I actually like, but like I said, it's days where, Gavin Puzzle could play.
I gotta add you to a little note I have here.
I like Travis as well. Travis could ball too. New Utrecht now, it's like their quarterback, I feel like he's starting to pick it up. He's low key. Like Jared said, 3 TD game last week. We know about our Senador. Hopefully, I said his name right. We know about Ish. He's obviously gonna have to have a game if Utrecht is gonna win this game. That's their best offensive player. So if Ishmael doesn't come to play, I'm not too sure if the Utes could pull this one off. But I definitely like the Utes defense. They definitely stingy. Even APR was giving them some credit, saying how they're a good defensive team.
Yes.
APR gave their defense their flowers. So yeah, I don't know where I'm at this weekend though, y'all. It's still up in the air. But this is definitely going to be a game though. Definitely going to be a game. We have two. I feel like both of the 3A matchups will have the potential to be very competitive games, and I'm excited for that.
Yeah, and someone made a good point before that. I actually didn't catch this point, so thank you for bringing it up. Oh, I think I just lost it. Mentioning that the Utrecht quarterback was hurt all last year. Yeah, here it is. That's a very good point. Because I did forget that he was hurt actually. So obviously this year he's been doing the Utes are doing a lot better. And just like E said, APR with a tough defense. I already, like I said, my bracket's already busted. I had Truman in the championship on this side bracket, but I guess I'll just continue to be a Utrecht hater. You guys can continue to hate on just for fun. I'll say Madison advances in this game.
You going Madison?
I'll go Madison. I think I don't know. Madison scare me. They're a bit of a Jekyll and Hyde. I can't get that sheep's head performance out of my head.
Right.
That was not good. But the one shining star in that game was Mr. Leahy. And obviously he went crazy in the previous game. So yeah, I'll give Madison a trip to the championship.
Yeah, they're a really good team, man. And they're able to do it against, solid John Jay squad. They put up 40, played really good, ended that Cinderella story. But now they're going against another one in the semifinals. 0 wins to the semis. New Utrecht just had a OT win. I mean, is it New U's year? Are they going to the final? I think so. I'm going New Utrecht.
Okay.
Man, maybe. Oh, yeah. No, I'm going to go New Utrecht here.
Yeah, what about you? Because this side
Another
of the bracket,
Cinderella story.
Yeah.
Oh, it got changed. No. It got changed to Saturday? Oh, yeah, it did get changed to Saturday. I knew that.
I like Madison in this game. I like Madison because I don't think the Utes have enough offensively to I don't think the Utes have enough offensively. I like their defense, but from the first matchup, I understand Flores didn't play, but these playmakers are making a whole bunch of plays. So I expect the same outcome. If Taz is playing and Gav, yeah. I mean, Taz has been back, but yeah, I definitely like the Madison playmakers over. I think the Madison playmakers help them advance to the chip.
Andy, that's why I appreciate Andy in the chat. I should be ashamed for not even bringing this up because I was literally there.
Oh yeah, that's been a rivalry for years.
Yeah, we're going at each other in the bowl division. I know Eagle Academy. Oh Lord, Eagle couldn't beat Madison for I think it was like 5 years. It was like 4 years straight or something. It was. And then I think Eagle. You know what? Yeah. Eagle had lost 2 years in a row to Utrecht, and they beat them for the first time last year. Actually, oh no, that's not true. Actually. I think Eagle in the past 4 years are 2-2 against Utrecht. I remember there was a crazy game in the COVID year. And then I think Eagle lost twice at Utrecht before beating them. Anyway, salute to my guy Ray Jarvis in the chat, man. My co-commentator.
Yo, where he was at this week?
Yo, this week,
where Ray was at, man?
Yo, it's been madness this week, man. Like, long story short, I've been getting very short notice for some of these games. So
so you can't prepare the team the right way. Yeah, that's whack.
Have them,
that's whack.
Reshuffle everything and stuff.
Right.
So
you can't situate.
I think I got the green light for this game. Remember, this game was supposed to be on Friday until like Thursday.
Yeah. That don't put you in a good position at all. Yeah.
So it was a bit of madness going on. But yeah, this game is an exciting one, man. You know, I'm really excited for these two teams. You know, an opportunity to go to a championship. You know, forget about you know, a lot of people saying, "Oh, like the championship is on Saturday between APR and Sheepshead." Like, y'all don't worry about that. Like, y'all make it to a championship game, and we'll see what happens in that championship game.
Yeah.
Agreed.
Yeah.
So, shout outs to both teams. Shout out to both teams. Excuse me.
I definitely see his name up a lot.
Always.
Hang Yu Lee. I definitely what number does he wear? What number does he wear, Flores? I always see his name on the stat sheet though. Hang Yu Lee. So I can know to pay attention to him.
Yeah. So real quick, I'll just go to
32. Okay.
Lots of right there.
32.
Mouse. There you go. So real quick, we'll just talk about the games, about the bracket. Taking a quick peek at the 2A. You know, we have Eagle 3 and WC Bryant, and we have Boys and Girls and Springfield.
And
big win for Boys and Girls, beating Transit 34-8. Are there stats? There are stats. Jordan Monroe, 12 carries, 101 yards. Just again, I want to give a huge shout out to Transit for a really, really good season. Wow.
Chill out.
Listen, man. Hold on. Where's our shout out? You shout out the people for waiting. What about us? Jesus Christ, what's up? Shout out to them. Shout out to Ian and to Jared. No, listen, Boys and Girls, you know, they've been struggling the past couple of years. You know, I picked them in the championship to face off against the Eagle Queens. Another shout out to Transit. You know, a team that came up from the 1A. They were undefeated in the 1A. They got upset in the 1A semifinal last year. They make it to the quarterfinals in their first year in the 2A. So I just want to give a huge shout out to Coach Warren and all those guys. Mm-hmm. He said, "Damn, no images, boy." Somebody sponsor me, then I'll do images for everyone, bro.
Yo, wow.
Jesus Christ, man. Yo, we gotta get this sponsored by Lyle. I'll put your logo right next to E on the left. Yeah. Shout out to Devin, man. You know, like I said, this team is really coming a long way, and like I really that Eagle Queens Transit game, I really liked how Transit played for those 3 quarters. You know what I'm saying? It was a really, really tremendous job from them in that game, and you know they fell short against Boys and Girls, but you know Boys and Girls is a program that's been around for a long time. So there's no shame in losing to a team like that. It's a team I picked to go to the championship. Real quick, if I'm not mistaken, okay, no, Springfield was in the 2A last year, right? Because I know they won the 1A. I think it was 2 years ago they won the 1A. And then were they in the? Let me see. Oh yeah. Okay, they were in the 2A last year. So it's their second year in the 2A. is actually their second year in the semifinals. They made it to the semifinals last year. They lost 14-8 against Eagle Queens.
Damn.
You know? So yeah, Jarv, that game was crazy. That game was absolutely crazy. Ishmael and Alcindor, nice to see you in the chat, my boy.
TYJ comes to the game on Saturday. I'm not too sure, Ish. Yeah, where I'm at for sure. Yeah.
Listen, I don't even know where E's gonna be at. Like, well, first of all, I swear you lied to me. Yo, Curtis Time, you told me you weren't gonna go.
I really was going. No. I was definitely gonna go to the South Shore game. Traffic said, "What? Change of plans." I put that address in the GPS. I said, "Nah, no way, no way."
So after the game, I'm packing up. I just see E like, "Yo, Dre." I'm like, "I thought you were in the Bronx."
Yo, traffic, and then I put 100 Loot, and I said, "Oh yeah, that's where I'm going."
Yeah. So, and to answer your question, yeah. So nothing as of now. Make sure you're following all of our pages. Especially the page, and we'll let you know if anything changes. But yeah, we don't have anything as of now. Politics is politicking. So yeah, guys, any thoughts on the 2A? No disrespect for the WC Bryant. I think Eagle Queens have too much. I do think this Springfield game a Queens battle here actually, which is kind of nice. You don't get those too often.
Springfield versus
wait. Where's WC Bryant?
That's a Queens school, yeah.
Wait, what?
Brian is a Queens school, I think.
I thought you were talking about Springfield and Boys High.
Yeah. Oh, Boys High is in Brooklyn. I'm bugging.
Yeah, no, but anyway. Queens battle of Eagle and Bryant for sure.
Yeah. So we have 3 Queens teams in.
That's pretty cool.
Astoria, okay, yeah, okay.
Brian is the Final Four, which is really, really awesome.
And
that's fire.
It was Bryant's first ever playoff win in school history.
Oh wow, that's cool.
Congratulations to them this past weekend. First ever in school history. Yep. It's
Marty, what's his name?
Yeah, Marty Kobe.
Every week putting up those numbers. Yeah.
Dude, he balls out every game, man. He's a great player, and he didn't play the first time they went against Eagle Queens. So I think they have him on the field. He's their guy. He can make some plays, man. I mean, trust me, I'm still picking Eagle Queens to win this game, but
he said don't get it twisted.
Yeah, I'm still picking Eagle Queens. Yeah, dude, Lorenzo Lopez is also a really good football player. He's in the chat. He makes plays for William C. Bryant. They got this kid Adam. I'm blanking on his last name. Another really good player for them too. So Bryant's got some, solid talent. It's just Eagle 3, man. Jaden White, Kassir Wright.
Yeah. Let me even say all those names. Can anyone stop Jalen Cobb?
Yeah, this team's loaded, man. It's a problem. It's a problem.
Bro,
I think I think a lot of colleges are gonna come through.
You talk about players that can start in the 4A. Have you guys stood next to Jalen Cobb?
Oh yeah, Jalen Cobb is yeah.
He immediately play.
He could play.
Yeah, Pierre says no.
He was in a Rising Stars game, no?
Nah.
I think he's only a junior. Is he a junior now?
He's gonna be in it this year though.
Yeah.
Oh no, I was thinking of it was another Eagle Queens kid in the Rising Stars game making plays. I don't know why I thought it was him.
Yeah, Pierre, let me know who this year. I don't remember it.
Yeah, it was an Eagle Queens kid in the Rising Stars game this year.
Interesting.
What Eagle Queens kid played in the Rising Stars game this year, Pierre? It was somebody.
Really?
Baba. What you said?
Okay.
Wait, what number is Baba? Yeah, why is Canosi?
Honestly just sitting there.
All right, we got a big.
Oh, it's Toby.
No, Toby's a great player.
Man. Oh yeah,
okay,
Toby.
Okay.
I'm glad. I'm also I mean, at first I was like, I don't know how I'm going to pronounce his name, but now it's Toby, so I'm pretty happy about that.
Yeah,
you play every position at Canosi. Nah, you're lying.
Yeah, I'll take Eagle 2.
Toby Patan.
Eagle 3.
Yeah, but good luck to the 2A. Like I said, I love to see 3 Queens teams in the Final Four there.
Y'all could just pick out y'all ring designs, PA. Y'all could just start exploring your options. See what style y'all going for.
Yeah, it's crazy because like it's really no disrespect to the rest of the 2A, but it does feel like David versus
Oh,
Goliath.
he's in the
You know?
chat too. Shout out to Toby.
Yeah, Toby.
Yeah, just like Jared said, like, we're not putting down any of the other teams. It's like we're actually just that's how highly we rate this Eagle Queens team.
Yeah.
But guess what we'll do if y'all come and get the upset? No, if y'all come and get the upset, what I'm going to do is I'm going to send Pierre the link to this live stream. He is going to come up here, and then you all will grab a tomato and you will throw it at you'll virtually throw a tomato at Pierre.
Score predictions for Brian. We won't be offended. We just want to keep it season. You know what, Mom? We're not even gonna do that.
No. I mean, to be honest with you, I don't think
the actual score. Like, we don't gotta be like.
You don't want to.
I don't think you guys want to know. And I think I'm a big Brian. Like, I think very highly.
I don't want to do that.
I think very highly of them.
Queens doesn't like score quick.
I don't want to do that.
If I'm mistaken, especially in the transit game, it took Eagle Queens a bit to get going. That's actually one thing that I'm pretty sure it was Jalen Cobb said in the post game interview that the team is struggling to start quickly. So that's a little tidbit for WC Bryant to hang in there in this game. Come off the bus and be ready to play. So in the 1A, there is a very interesting. There is a very interesting matchup in the 1A between Petrides and Grady. Grady, the defending 1A champions. Petrides has been rolling all year long, beating 8. All right, let me see. How many points has Petrides given up this year?
Score predictions a lot to none. It's funny. Oh my god.
That's a little crazy. All right, hold on. Let me see if we do quick math here. 8 plus 16 is 14. 14 plus 6 is 20. The Trees have given up 20 points all year.
Dang.
Yeah.
But they did not play. Let me see. I don't think they played Grady. No, they did not play Grady this year. And like I said, Grady is the defending champions. This game is in Staten Island. I know Grady doesn't have to travel so far for that game. Well, actually, I don't know where in Staten Island Petrides is. Somebody let me know. Obviously, Grady is right in.
Grady almost lost last week, though.
Yeah. That was tough against Long Island City is tough though, man.
That would have been a big upset.
Coach Joe, excuse me. Yeah, so we'll see. So somebody let me know Mont Haven if there's still people in the chat. Let me know how good Mont Haven is. I know that this bracket was a little weird because I think Mont Haven. I'm not sure if Mont Haven just played. Obviously, Petrides and Mont Haven hasn't played each other because they're both undefeated. So I'm curious in that game. I think we all kind of picked Petrides to win the championship.
Yeah.
I gotta look up some Mont Haven. See some
said
film.
Their schedule was like a little bit harder. But Mont Haven, man, they've beaten a lot of teams by a significant amount,
Rematch from the 2019 trip, Grady versus Petrides. Very interesting. 2019. What division was this in? Because I'm sure it was still the 3 divisions. Yeah, let us know what division that was in.
Mont Haven runs a wing T. Oh boy. What?
Okay.
So they're
saying it was in the Cup division. Okay. Yo, that Cup division is no joke though. Back then, that Cup division had like 30 teams. Like that was winning that was no joke. I remember Eagle beat who they beat? I think they beat FDR one of the years in the Cup. I forget who they beat the other year. Anyway. This is now Jared's time to shine. Not only Jared's time to shine, the both of us will talk about this as well. But man, this is an exciting
matchup,
man.
It's gonna be a great game, man.
Go ahead, Jared. Take it away, Jared.
Yeah, it's gonna be a lot of fun. Shout out to Monsignor Farrell for getting back to the championship game. Huge accomplishment.
Real quick, Jared, when was the last time they were in a chip game? Do you know?
So they were in it relatively recently. The fall of 2021, they made it. They beat Stepanak. They had a good team, but then like a couple years out, like then the year after, they had a down season, and it was interesting. So they made it in the fall of 21, but then before that, I don't remember the last time before that. That was definitely like before I got really into covering it, because like from 2016 to COVID, I don't think they made it. And a little bit before that,
They didn't make it when I was in high school. I was in high
Yeah,
school
so exactly. I think it
2006
took a long
to
time for them to make it, and they had that 1 year where they did. And now they're back, which is fantastic. But man, oh man, I know they're the 1 seed. I know they beat Iona in the regular season, but after you watch that Iona Prep St. Anthony's game, it just feels like Iona Prep's the favorite in this game, man.
Jared, what happened to your boys, man?
No, listen, and what could be really scary is, right, everyone looked at Iona this year, is like, man, they're loaded, this offense is great. But what a lot of people said, it's, well, you could score on Iona Prep. St. Anthony's put up 36 on them. Farrell had 28. Like, teams were able to score on them. But then you look at that game against St. Anthony's, the difference from the first meeting to the second meeting, massive. Like, I want to say St. Anthony's only completed maybe 4 passes that game. And this is a very efficient offense that was on. St. Anthony's was hot going into this game. They were scoring 30 plus points.
They won like 5 straight, right? Or something like that?
Yeah, I think they won 5 straight games, 30 plus points, and I think almost all of them. So it was like they were firing on all cylinders, man. But Iona Prep, they figured it out on defense, and their defensive line was taking the game over. Like Austin Farrell, Josh Simmons, all these guys, all big and athletic, were really just tough to stop in that game. And offensively, they're firing on all cylinders. Like the quarterback, Julian Guzman was terrific. The wide receiving core is really good. Eric Perlow had a great game. But the thing for Farrell is they can win this game because of like how well they play together. They have the athletes this year, plus the physicality and the grittiness. Bryce Moy had a great game against Chaminade. He was like 12 of 14, very efficient. And Kevin Gump has just been a stud. He went over 190 yards rushing against Chaminade. He was dominant. Yeah. Oh, also crazy. Also in the second half of the Iona St. Anthony's game, sorry to bounce back there, St. Anthony's barely had the ball too. Iona Prep had a lot of ball control in that game. So Gales are firing on all cylinders, but for Farrell, it kind of feels like it's the year. They haven't won a championship in a really long time. I know it's gotta be around like 20 something years. I don't know. It could go either way, but like everyone who I'm talking to is just like Iona's gonna win the second time. Iona's gonna win the second time. Everyone's picking Iona Prep in this game. I just wouldn't be surprised though if Farrell's able to like somehow like figure it out. But for them to win this game, listen, Braxton Moy, the receiver is great, but they're gonna need like one of those seniors like Gianni Pascalone or Alex Houston or just like an unsung hero to make a couple big plays. Like it's gonna be that type of game where it's like you just need some of these depth guys, program guys at Farrell to just come up big and make some unexpected plays. But it's going to be hard, man. Iona Prep has a lot of size, a lot of athleticism, and it's a really good senior. So it's going to be interesting, man. It's going to be a war. This one's going to be live streamed as well. I think just if you like great football, this is an amazing game to watch. 2:30, so you get to see the 3A semifinals earlier at 11 or 12, and then this one's at 2:30. So great day of football.
Perfect.
Yeah, I might have to tune in. I'll definitely have to tune in for this one. I mean, as far as atmospheres go, this atmosphere is going to be crazy. It's at Fordham. I know how the Farrell fans get. No, this game, Andy, this game is actually at Fordham. I'm not sure, right, Jared? Is that Fordham?
No, yeah, I seen the flyer. Yeah,
Fordham. So Fordham can't be that far from George Washington High School, huh?
That's true too. Yeah.
Can't be that far.
little double dip action. No, not the worst idea.
So
But yeah, there's gonna be some good football played here. I mean, the Catholic League Championship, rarely disappoints. Even if I think back to when all those boys were in St. Anthony's and they rolled over Iona Prep, just watching KJ Duff catch all those touchdowns was tremendous. Always try to tune into the Catholic League Championship.
Yeah, heroes. There's gonna be, whether it's unsung heroes, guys we expected, man. They're always like made in this kind of game. So it's
my day. It was Iona Prep and Jeff Mack literally had 6 touchdowns. As Ed corrected me, I thought it was only 4. It actually was 6.
Nightmares for St. Anthony's, man.
It's craziness, man. So something telling me that this game is not going to disappoint. So shout out to Monsignor Farrell. Shout out to Iona Prep. I mean, is this a battle for who's number 1 in the state?
It feels like it, right? I mean, they have to play a state championship after this. Whoever wins this game, they play the team from Buffalo. But listen, a lot of people think these are the 2 best teams in New York, and I understand it, right? Just because there's a lot of great talent. Like, I don't know, there's very few teams out there that could beat St. Anthony's 42-0. Like, St. Anthony's went against nationally ranked Don Bosco in the beginning of the year. They didn't lose 42-0. So it's a big deal, man. Iona Prep is hot right now. Ever since that loss to Farrell, they have been on a mission, just crushing teams. But hey, man, 2 great teams, man, 2 great programs, 2 amazing coaching staffs. Best of luck to both of them and all the players in it.
Leave it out on the field, y'all. Listen, we left it out on the YouTube, bro.
Yeah, we did.
The long one. We figured it'd be like this, but it was worth. I think we hit. We're somewhere around 120, 125. Tremendous numbers. I don't remember if I turned the ads on or not. I didn't see no ads. Maybe I forgot to turn them on. I don't remember. But huge shout out to everyone, for the players who, had to turn in their pads today. If you're fortunate enough to be coming back, don't take this off season for granted.
Win the off season, man.
Yep.
Get the shirts out.
Win the off season. Well, I'm playing, right?
The girls, the hangouts, all that's gonna be there.
Mm-hmm.
All that's gonna be there waiting for you. What's not gonna be there waiting for you? This game.
Mm-hmm.
This game will come and it will leave you. It's not like your ex who can't hit it back up. You know what I'm saying? With his raps, it's a rap.
Yeah. Bittersweet, man.
So please don't take it for granted. And if you're playing in any of these games, man, it's a blessing. If you've had a chance to play the semifinal, it is, like I said, it's my favorite weekend. The semifinal is my favorite weekend in sports. So just remember every moment of it, man. It really sucks to lose the semifinal, and it's really incredible to win it. So good luck to everybody who's fortunate enough to still be competing. Jared, final word.
Yeah, guys, enjoy it. Best of luck to all the student athletes playing, man. And like always, amazing, having you guys in the chat, all you supporting in the podcast, man. It's been something special. It's crazy that we're already November 17th, but yeah. I'm pumped, man. I'm pumped. I'll be at some games, especially in these closing weeks, and yeah, man, let's do it. I'm excited.
Jared, that was your moment to say, remember, always compete. I thought that's what you were
Hey, hold on. Always compete.
Yeah.
Oh, that's good. Yeah.
Thanks everybody for tuning in as always, man. Season came, season went. Good luck to all the student athletes competing. Let's go out with a bang, man. So we got some good games this weekend, championship season. So let's do it.
Yeah, man. Salute to everyone in the chat. You know, so make sure you follow all of us on Instagram, like the stream on your way out. You know, hopefully we'll end up somewhere this weekend to live stream. Make sure you guys stay tuned. So good night, everyone.